Welcome, everyone,
You want to hold it in your hands.
to Lions and Crows. Today we're going to visualize the episode you want to see.
And the episode I want to see is not Lions and Crows because it's Monday.
Oh. But that one gets more views, so we're going to call this one Lions and Crows. Welcome. If by chance you were here for Lions and Crows, don't be alarmed. It'll still happen on its regularly scheduled time, Thursdays, 7:30 Eastern Time.
Oh, we're live all.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So, here we are. Together again, like a family. A storytelling family, if you will. And I like the stories that our family tells. So tonight, we're going to sit around this virtual table and enjoy each other's friendship and company. To tell
Definitely
a story.
no murder.
Everybody reach your hand out to the left or to the
everybody kumbaya with me here. Holly and I are the only ones holding hands. holding oddly truncated hands.
The same thing.
Wait, hold on, Holly. High five. Ready? I'm gonna hit you in the face. You gotta move over a little bit. Move your hand back. Nope, you're gonna hit Timur now. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Great. We did it. Awesome. See that? We visualized it and then made it happen. Cool.
Not gonna be like that for the rest of the episode.
I'm visualizing some kind of intro being read out.
This is the intro.
This
It's
is
an
a
intro
nightmare.
of actualization. So, we want to welcome you to our hearts and our stream. And if you would be so kind also to our Twitter feed. You can follow us there. Follow us spiritually on our website, ROLL20SPOTLIGHT.com. Here you'll find a rarely updated blog. Short, pithy descriptions written in Dora's sarcastic style.
Well, it wouldn't be in my style if other people occasionally did their homework.
Just like that.
The exception of Holly and Cookie, who have been good.
Also,
and who I love very dearly.
we have a YouTube. It's the same stuff that you watch live, but not live. You can go there to listen to this intro again. And again. And again. So, all of this wonderful family storytelling just wouldn't be possible without a few very special people and organizations that are nearer to our heart than our spleen. First off, Kevin MacLeod, your music touches us in ways that are marvelous. Marvelous ways is how you touch us with your music. Thank you, Kevin MacLeod, for this. Roll20.net. Your virtual tabletop is anything but virtual to us. It creates a warmth and virulent gameplay experience for everyone involved. What? And we are happy to be a part of your Spotlight program. Like a newborn deer out in a field, having the light of the sun shone upon them for the first time, your spotlight warms the stories that we tell. And a very special thanks to the viewers like you and your annual financial support. And as a special bonus for you tonight, we're deleting every other word of the stream. You can find those words, and those words only, on our OnlyFans. If you go there and you play that at the exact same synchronized time as tonight's live stream, you'll hear all the words. For you.
I think I have fully dissociated out of my body.
All right. Well, now that we're all happily relaxed.
Please turn this music off. It's making me feel like I'm losing my mind.
This feeling of mild dementia is Almost Bliss by Kevin MacLeod. Music that touches us.
Your spleen.
Keep waiting for my foot massage.
All right. So, welcome to Roll It Slant. We got the announcements out of the way. We got everything out of the way that we do at the beginning of episodes, except for the recapitulation of last episode's action. That's what recap stands for. We're not going to be lazy these days. No time to get complacent. Complacency breeds apathy. All right, so what happened last time? I told you I was just gonna play zany music all night. So last time on not Lions and Crows, the other one on the Rise. What did we do? We're doing great.
Actually, episode 14 today, not
Nope.
13B, as stated otherwise.
It's episode 13V version 3.1 beta. We went over this.
Who's the content creator? What do they say? Casey,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Ow! My note-taking feelings are hurt.
Yeah, well, have some of the...
Well, my
Something like that
archiving
better and
feelings
newer
are
B was
also
coming
hurt,
up.
but that won't stop anybody.
Cool.
Alone.
Well, according to chat, y'all train wrecked last week, which unfortunately doesn't give me any insight as to how to differentiate
that's
that
very
from,
vague for
from
us.
previous weeks. But some of the things that were accomplished, we're going to go right down the line. Holly, what was one thing that happened last episode that sticks out most fervently in your mind?
I have successfully ruined...
My campaign.
The party.
No.
Timor! What is your... Oh wait, successfully ruined. Did you continue?
Balthier Grimm's reputation.
What did you do to ruin his reputation?
Well, she did get fireballed.
He thinks we killed his sister. It's not true, though. She killed herself. But he has fireballed us in front of the entire city, so success! His reputation.
Technically, most of the witnesses died immediately.
Well, it's gonna be at the Screaming News place tomorrow. Like,
That's in a completely different world.
well,
Everyone is very content here. Let's go to Doran Gios. Doran, what stuck out to you most about last week's episode of On the Arise?
We went to some weird eating establishment. I remember that part. It was outdoorsy.
Lysandra's Food Collective?
Maybe. I didn't catch
If you
the
mention
name.
this ad, you can get 5% off. And if you act now, the first 50 viewers that go to Lysandra's Food Collective can get their food instantly charbroiled.
Collected.
Gruthkull, you were also a character. What happened that was
Emphasis on
memorable
past
to
tense.
you?
A spear in the ribs.
A spear in the ribs is worth one in the ribs.
You in the bush.
Yeah. Where was the spear from?
Balthier Grimm. I remembered his name because he's trying to kill me.
There we go. We have name recognition. That's better than we do most nights. And last but certainly not penultimate,
oh, what's left?
Rhea.
Don't even know what order we're going in anymore. We made a friend, maybe, kind of.
Care
Was
to
it
elaborate in a
Grimm?
way that's useful to the viewers at
Oh,
home?
yeah. I forgot.
We met Lycia
Lycia.
Remorque.
And what did you find remarkable about her?
She was not from the prime material plane,
Snot.
and she was hunting aliens.
The Vesham? Keshem?
How zany.
I mean, you gotta go through customs, otherwise.
All right. So, before we cycle around again and just do this for the rest of our time, Ziliana.
We met Lycia. She's hunting the Russian Baru. She's from the city of Sigil. We rescued her after killing Dima. The bone dragon flew away. We brought a box.
That's multiple things.
No, let her go. Let her go. You're all deficient enough that this is useful.
Thank you. I'm trying to... like we're pulling off the Band-Aid so slowly tonight. And I just want to get there.
And you're just driving the knife in and out.
I know. All right. Do you want me to stop? Beth, it's your turn. Pick up where I left off.
Okay, so the dragon flew away, and then it flew back when we tried to have an unnecessary meal for roleplay reasons. And so we've learned a lesson to never roleplay again. There will only be mechanics from now on. Because mechanics would never hurt us. Mechanics will hold us tight, a warm embrace.
That's a terrible take.
I
Anyway.
have not learned that lesson.
For the Emperor.
All right.
So,
let's move to a point of DM narration where you all are very quiet. So, last time on the Rise, now that your somewhat drunken ramblings have reminded me, the party returned from Dima's lair after it began collapsing around them, recovering the fallen body of their comrade in arms, a paladin of Palor, who was unfortunately defeated in the process. Very dead. I keep hearing beeping noises, but I'm going to ignore them and hope it's not a bomb. They also found in the cell there, as several people had mentioned, a person from another dimension, from the city of Sigil, and marked as the center of the multiverse with doors and portals through everything to everything. She followed a Veshem Varu through into the material plane and is going to continue hunting and tracking it here. Meanwhile, the party returned to the Bremeraldi school to drop something off. I don't remember what it was, but the box that went bump in the night and in the hall and in the hands
there.
and through the city and all of those things. So there is a chest waiting for the party at their leisure in the archives that has something or someone inside it. So, after doing that, the party decided not to rest in the vault after they also decided not to open the box, and retreated to the safety of roleplay, where they went to Lysandra's Food Collective for a dinner of buffet style, where they ate waffles and cocktail shrimp, and were so very rudely interrupted by one fiend, Balthier Grimm, and his demeanor was exactly to match his namesake, as you had recently murdered his sister, and attempted murder on his niece, a entirely bone doll daughter.
Oh, I was like,
that somehow, the daughter of your sister is your niece, Holly.
I thought for a second you were talking about Danger, and I was like, what the? You just dropped a fucking bomb on me.
I'm so confused.
It's not true. Don't worry about it.
I worry.
We know who her father is.
I know. This is why I was confused.
Don't worry. She's the architect. All right, so Balthier Grimm came out of nowhere, hurling a fireball into their flatware and igniting the restaurant and most of the party, who already were a bit low there. And combat ensued. The party scattered to various places as Gruthkol and Rhea valiantly sort of stood up to give the others time to flee. In the process, Cadia went down, being carried away by Ziliana, while some of the commoners, townfolk who have recently acquired magical abilities, stepped in to help try to fight this fiend, although they proved not quite hardy enough to be up to the challenge of more fireballs. So we left off last as most of the party has found their way to relative safety as Gruthkol is attempting to turn the corner and basically get out of the line of sight from Balthier Grim. We are in the top of our order with Balthier Grim doing a turn. There is no map because we started this in Theater of the Mind. I don't want to break the immersion of whatever was in your mind previously. It's definitely not laziness. It's immersion. Everyone say it with me. Not laziness.
Immersion.
Good. See how immersed you are? Oh, that was immersive. I got it in stereo. That's how immersive it was. So, I guess we go straight to our action song. This is the only fight song I'm going to use for the entirety of the campaign. Cool. So, coming at you, you do have half cover as you were able to make it halfway around the cover. So you have +2 to your AC. This is going to be a fire ray attack at you, as you have compelled this creature to duel you, and it really wants to. All right. You ready?
Roll the dice.
Rolling the dice. The 22 hit you with an updated armor class.
Yes. I am unconscious.
All right. I can roll the damage, but
But are you also on fire? Does it ignite them?
unfortunately not. Although I should have
Wait,
changed that between
is-
last.
Is this disadvantage?
Yeah, I thought it was frightened of Gruthkol.
Oh yeah, it is frightened of me.
No, it's
But it doesn't
frightened.
matter.
It's frightened if it doesn't attack you.
Wait, no, I think it's frightened anyway. Hold on.
Didn't you
I vow.
Abjure.
you
I
abjured
abjure
enemy?
enemy. Yeah, so it's this.
Please read
Its
it to
speed
me.
is reduced to 0. The creature is frightened and its speed is reduced to 0.
So
Alright.
it is a disadvantage.
Ooh.
Fiends and Deads have It's at disadvantage because it's frightened.
Right.
Let's just double check. I think you are correct though, from memory.
So it does not hit me.
Nice.
Nice.
Creatures has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. All
So
right.
if it closes its eyes, it's fine.
It'll also be a disadvantage.
And also at disadvantage.
All right.
I like
So
those odds.
the ray of fire slams into the corner of the building next to you, and it loads its second ray of fire attack.
That's cheating.
Ka-chink, ka-chink. Will also be at disadvantage though, and you have half cover. One more, and that one
Those are the numbers we like to see.
timidly also careens into the building there. All right. We can go sort of fast and furious here as you are currently out of line of sight, all of you. Ziliana, with Kadia, as you recall, you have fled into some other building. Ziliana, I think the last thing you did was try to message somebody within not range.
Well, I was yelling help for a medic, but then I also messaged Trollman just because his people were
His peeps.
trying to fight. So,
They
All
aren't
right.
anymore.
So,
though,
Gruthkol,
that's
you are-
actually incorrect.
You are up.
Lay on handsing myself for 10 points and piecing out as far as I can go.
All right, so just running off. Are you going to be like turning corners, just doing everything you
Muppet
can
running.
to to lose?
I'm
and stuff?
dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging.
All right. Give me if you're going to try to travel as far as you can, give me a stealth roll at disadvantage. Or you could make a stealthier roll and do that. Okay. Just in case it comes into play. You're not like taking the hide action, but you're trying to be evasive. All right, Ziliana, what would you like to do?
I am going to continue to I'm gonna try to make it as far as I can to the Aureus Academy.
Does anyone else hear that like high-pitched noise over and over
The
again?
beeping. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It has stopped. We have guilted the person.
I'm gonna mute myself, see if that helps.
Dog, it came back.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh.
Tama's mic.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm muted asking if there's any change. Is there any change?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah. Try like unplugging your mic and plugging it back in.
I need you to go to the lower right-hand corner of
or
your...
do you have a fan on or something? Because it might just be that.
There's definitely an electronic device making the noise. I didn't think
Okay.
you guys would be able to hear it. I'll just mute myself until I need to talk.
Gotcha.
Cool.
All
Just
right.
trying to figure out where it was coming from. But... Ziliana, sorry. You are...
So yeah, so I am going to be. I think I want to run as far as I can with Kadia in the direction of the Aureus Academy, in hopes of seeing some patrols or whatnot. To be like, you know, I'm yelling like, some of your students are in danger. You know, like just kind of, you know, booking it, but trying to care for her. I don't know if I really can't dash taking her, but that's the direction I'm going to be heading.
If
in.
you use your dash action, you can move your sort of like 30 feet normal. So you're carrying her, because
Well-
I mean, you move at half speed carrying her.
Right. So that is what I'm doing. So So I'm yelling and trying to, you know, like scanning the crowd if there's anyone that looks like they're from Aureus, but I'm gonna continue to head that way towards them.
All right, Kadia, you sort of are kind of right on the edge of consciousness and unconsciousness, just woozy, and you're just sort of like seeing the city bounce by you as Ziliana closes. Your head is ringing, your whole body hurts. You're mechanically still at 0 hit points, but
I
you
am
have
carrying
a semblance of consciousness, wooziness.
I do imagine I also keep swooping up her hair because I'm tripping on it.
Yes.
It's very long, beautiful hair.
It's now mopping the streets of Vesular.
Yeah.
Ria de Janeiro, you are up.
I am going to dismiss my reflection and fly down to where Gruthkul is and sprint beside her.
All right, taking off in that direction, and Doran Geos.
Yes,
What would you like to be doing?
I would like to continue to flee.
All right, everyone fleeing out. Right now, Balthier cannot move closer to you, Gruthkul, and remains there. Although, Ziliana, as you are carrying Acadia out off away, sort of, you can, looking back over your shoulder, there's this kind of rising stack of smoke that's just billowing out above from the fire that's that once was Lysander's Food Collective, the world's best breakfast for dinner buffet in the northeastern part of the 3rd district of Vesular. Yeah, the one in the 2nd district is way better. It's a train. You actually do see, coming the other way, there are 2 members of the Arcane Guard that sort of look you over, and as soon as they kind of ascertain that nobody seems to be like in mortal woundedness, they kind of just brush right by you, and they both begin casting spells, and you can just see from their hand just this cloud of about 8 sort of magical darts just fly out, curving over rooftops, and you hear them slamming into something over there, and it looks like 2 barrages of magic missile have flown out of their hands. And then as you turn to continue to keep your flight, you do see they're standing at about maybe a block away or so. You see Trelmarn Kesh, who's sort of looking a bit concerned and is walking in your direction, and sort of looks over at both of you, And finally, you kind of close the distance between two of you. What is going on? Are you all right?
No, but here's the thing. Remember that story about the bear when running was the better option? It kept me alive? I did that. A bunch of your people tried to fight this fiend and a bone dragon, and they're gone. So there's that. I'm sure there's a weird moral to this story, I guess, but I don't know where the rest of my party is, and
Remember, these are not my people. These are our people. People of the city.
Okay, sure, yeah, fine. But you taught them spells. People you taught spells to didn't run, and they went in full-heartedly, and they all got themselves killed. So
that you may live.
I don't think it would have mattered much, to be honest.
Well, perhaps you'd get farther if your comrade here was able to walk.
Yeah.
Rise, child. Walk for yourself. Take a burden off your friend's back. And with that...
He's the dead, you're a zombie now.
You have healed for 6 points.
Grim! And I'll, like, fall out of your arms.
Right onto the ground.
We take 6 points of damage.
Yeah. Looking back up, you see Ziliana on one side of you looking down, and then Tromar and Kesh on the other side. They both kind of like hold their hands out to help you back up.
I'm like brushing the hair away from her face. Are you okay? Like I'm trying to like, clean her up, and
Where is everybody?
I don't know. Gruthkill and Rhea made it so we could run, and I ran.
Alright, well, let's go back and help them. Like,
No!
And
do you
I
mean?
ran.
Let's charge back at the
Kadia!
battle.
What can you do right now?
I can do nothing.
No!
All right. So
Girthcall and I are running away, and I just turn to her and I say, I think I can hear somebody trying to undo our good work.
So Gruthkol and Rhea, as you scamper off into the city, weaving through streets and such, you do hear the sounds of some other spells being slung sort of back and forth in the direction of Lysander's food collective. But then things get quiet. As you make your way sort of into the city. What would you guys like to do?
Are you alright?
I have great pain.
I mean, me too. I feel like my ribs have been pulverized. Should we head back towards the academy?
It is probably one of places people might go. It is purely random. We head back to the academy.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Doran Geos. You fled in the same sort of general direction as
Yes.
Ziliana and Kadia. So you do sort of come across them as they have stopped. You see them with Tromar and Kesh standing next to them. He's the first one who sort of notices you as Ziliana is more infatuated with fixing Kadia's hair than perceiving the situation around her. And Tromar just sort of motions and waves you over.
I will walk to the two and Kelmarn, I guess.
Oh, Doran! Oh! What? Is he dead? Did you kill
You're
him?
alive! Do we hug?
No, we fled because the
Okay, I was
creature
gonna...
had the
Yes,
Hey,
Leon.
we
element of
were
surprise.
alive.
Well, not everybody's alive. A lot of the bystanders and those who chose to intercede are dead.
Yeah, they didn't run. That
They,
was dumb.
they had a choice before them and they made their choice. But I would not have made the same choice, certainly.
Did you see Rhea and Gruthcall at all?
I believe they were doing their best to allow us to flee, so we will remember them fondly.
How did you say that?
You won't? That's weird.
I cast message in the direction of the food collective to Rhea and then to Gruthcall and then to Rhea. Like I keep doing it repeatedly, like trying to ping them to be like, "Are you alive? Are you alive?"
As the residuum spills forth onto the ground, yes. You
Yeah.
manage to continue to do so. What are you messaging them?
Are you alive? Where are you?
Both of you get a string of repeat messages.
Stop! We can hear you.
You just keep trying to like send it back, and you just get another one.
I forward them to my answer machine.
My email is full. This inbox is full.
Cole is in agony right now. Please call back later.
You're okay, I guess.
What about Grim? Did he die?
I don't know. I didn't send him a message to ask.
What should they say happened?
Excuse me, are you dead?
Let them know where
Are
we're
you dead?
at.
Are you dead? Are you dead? Are you dead?
I message. We are heading. We're near the Aureus Academy.
We're headed in that direction as well.
Okay, they're coming here soon.
Well, I'm glad that you have all survived. From the sound of it, it seems like things have at least abated a bit.
Yeah. So. This is weird. Were you gonna go in and do anything if, like, we hadn't seen you? Like, what would you do in this situation?
I don't know what the situation is.
Someone cast a fireball at a restaurant. People.
Well, you help as you can, in whatever ways you can. And at the moment, it seems like you all are perhaps in need of a bit more help. He just sort of unfolds his cloak a little bit and reaches in, pulls out a small kind of vial with this reddish liquid in it, and he puts it in your hand, Ziliana. Perhaps this will be of better use to you. I will go see if there's anyone else left to help, or perhaps ease their passing.
Okay. Thank you for healing my friend.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Just be more careful.
Wait, we were eating dinner. I don't know how much more careful I can be.
Well, you did.
Well, I did technically successfully ruin someone's reputation today, and I hope he's dead.
Well,
Sorry.
seems like
No,
there's more work
let me know if
for
he's
me.
dead or not.
There's likely more work for me in the other direction, and I have a long night tomorrow, so I will
It's
bid
a
you adieu.
tiefling and
Long
a
night tomorrow.
dragon.
Why?
There's a concert tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
But so wait, you're going in the danger direction or the home direction?
I'm going to check and see if there's anyone else who needs help.
Ooh, let me know if Grim's dead. He's that tiefling, with a bone dragon.
Not a tiefling.
I think he's a tiefling. He's not a tiefling.
I will inform you next time we speak. He just sort of gives you a little head nod and steps and walks patiently past you in the other direction.
That was weird.
Is he not
Do,
a
do,
tiefling?
do, do, do.
Sorry, I have to know.
Who?
Is Balthier Grimm not a tiefling?
No, he's a tiefling.
Oh, what? Don't mess with me like that.
He's not.
He looks like a tiefling.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, hold on, my perception of him was wrong this entire time. He may have been my enemy on accident.
Why does him being or
Wait.
not being a tiefling?
Do you just hate all tieflings?
You don't know. I don't know. We never know.
What do you? How do you not know?
We never know who I'm gonna hate today.
Now, it's just reliable that every NPC Holly's gonna hate. That's all.
So,
True.
you all head out in the
Don't hate
direction
nature.
of the Aureus Academy
She's a tiefling!
and finally reconnect with the rest of your party there at the gates of Aureus Academy, all looking a little bit worse for wear. It is sort of late evening now, around 10 p.m. As you can still see the smoke out off the other side of the city, although things are much quieter here. What would you like to do with the remainder of your evening?
I would like to long rest.
Did Grimm die? What happened to him? Did he die?
We don't. All I know is that Gruthkul didn't die. That was the main goal here.
Well, that's true, but I'm so curious.
He is not dead. We did not very much to him. We were taken by surprise. We were not in any position to fight. It was not a fight. It was a runaway time. He is completely fine. He will continue to do the bad things he does, and we'll have to fight him again.
So, not that I'm as hell-bent on vengeance as Kadia is, but are we safe tonight? That's the part that I'm worried about.
Well, we can go and lock ourselves into the Bremeraldi Academy.
Or we can sleep in Aureus Academy. It is unlikely he will attack into a place where there's many soldiers all concentrated together. But one thing we should not do is go to any dinner establishments for the remainder of the evening.
We need to make a report, Gruthkul.
You probably do.
We are gonna go try to find our commanding officer, whose name you've told me several times, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Well, that will be useful.
Menthelson.
Or just call him Sir, it's easier.
Sir.
All right. Well, I mean, you know where his room in the barracks is. He doesn't get much sleep these days since you've found him as an NPC.
Sorry, Commander Menthelson.
He's a lieutenant.
I have commander written down.
Well, that's incorrect.
Is he lieutenant really?
Yes.
Fix my
He-
notes.
You consider him to be your commander, but he is a lieutenant.
He's your commanding officer.
Maybe that was where I pulled it from.
All right. So, you guys are headed to see your CO. What is everyone else doing?
Is there like a courtyard or something like here we can wait for them?
I mean, you can. Nobody's going to stop you from coming into the academy, as you are with two members of
Yeah,
the
I just
academy.
don't know if we can go in for the report. We can. Is there like a lobby or a waiting area? Where do people typically wait for you when they're waiting for you here?
Have we ever had anybody wait for us here?
You see ample yard space and other auxiliary buildings, any of which you could likely loiter about for a small period of time without causing any major disruption in the Dracora Empire.
All right, I would like to find a corner and sit and curl myself into the smallest ball possible to just breathe and meditate like my circle taught me to.
We cannot hear you, Kadia.
I will give you some alone time to meditate, but I will be in the area.
All right.
I
So
will be right next to you.
Rhea and Gruthkul, you make your
I'll
way
just turn
in,
right.
and rouse Lieutenant Mentheson. He comes to the door, sort of straightens up.
I feel like at this point he opens the door and he sees Gruthkul and me looking both very bloody, and he just knows. Sir, we've had a fiendish escalation,
Escalation.
if you will.
Elaborate.
We were out in the city with our companions from Sierra Harmony Hall and Bremeraldi, and we were attacked by the fiend and this dragon that we were unable to dispatch before by means of a fireball that produced an explosion that I believe killed multiple civilians.
Estimated casualties?
Do I have an idea of that?
And you were there.
Yes, but I, Dora, was not.
Actually, you were. You, Dora, were there. You're guessing somewhere between sort of 4 and 8, maybe?
4 to 8 probably, but there was a lot of smoke. We tried to cover the retreat as best as we could, but there was only so much we could do, and we weren't exactly in fighting shape ourselves.
Well, I think your work continues. You have your standing orders. See to getting yourselves pulled together and follow them.
Yes, sir.
I will redouble our efforts throughout the city. Dismissed.
Give him a salute and about face.
Gruthkul bleeds back in the direction of bed.
But Gruthkul, we shouldn't split up. Come on, you can keep going. It's like another 20 minutes. Come on.
I do, but we could all go and lie down. It would be so comfortable.
We have to get the rest of them before. Where are we gonna put them? There's only 2 bunks.
It is barracks. There is always extra bunk in barracks. It is not like luxury hotel with 3 room. Right?
This is true. There are many bunks in barracks.
Is it the sort of thing where we could get away with just like bringing strangers in to sleep here?
They're not strangers, as they're currently part of your sort of unit that has been receiving orders.
Okay.
If they were just complete strangers, they wouldn't have been let in.
Okay. Then I will allow Gruthkul to go and collapse face first onto her bunk, and I will collect the rest of the party.
Party has been collected. I will, unless anyone has anything else, fast forward to the part where you all take a long rest and reconvene in the morning.
Yes.
All right. So, as you all shut your eyes for long rest.
Nothing happens.
Ow. Long rest is completed. You all dream of some stone about a mile away. Just out of reach. A milestone, if you will.
I was like, whoa, wait, did
Like, what does that mean? What stone did I miss?
Wait,
I missed this plot point.
So did we level?
No. You dreamt about it, though.
Fucking hate you so much.
Yeah. Getting absolutely routed by an enemy is not a milestone, I'm sorry.
Not even killing Dima.
Dima is not a milestone. She's the mother of the year. Alright, morning comes. You've all regained your strength. You have dispatch orders from Aureus Academy. You have a box that goes bump in the night sitting elsewhere. And you have whatever aftermath is left over from your previous ventures to Lysander's Food Collective. What would you like to do?
I think we probably deal with the orders first.
Still have to go and meet with that person, right?
Yes.
I need a quick hour.
Hour and 10
And
minutes.
10 minutes also.
Okay.
You probably have 10 GP worth of charcoal just between all of you on your cloaks.
Yeah, but
I
is
have
it
prestidigitation myself before sleep.
is it insta-light charcoal? 'Cause if it's not, I'm not doing all the extra work.
That's terrible.
You guys did go up pretty fast, so. What would you all like to do? No problem to cast Find Familiar.
I personally would like to make an argument to go to the center of town and find out what the hell happened last night, or what you know what I'm talking about.
Is there anyone at the academy that might know? Like, did they ever work with the Arcane Guard?
Do we know anybody who has, like, I mean, we have our own set of, like, right, because we now have, like, outside of Aureus people that we work with. Are there other, like, sets of Aureus soldiers who are basically, like, doing the same thing as us, but with a different set of people that would mean that they would know?
Most don't necessarily form up into, like, consistent adventuring parties. They do combine things on occasion. You can certainly ask around if you'd like to do that.
I'll do that while.
Make a charisma investigation roll.
That is... Why is this not right? Why can I not see any of my... Oh, there. Sorry, I lost my ability scores. That is better than my normal investigation. 15.
All right. Asking around through word of mouth, a couple of people you ask definitely know that there was some sort of attack from some creature that happened. They don't know too many details, although you do hear the only bit of information that you managed to glean was that Bremeraldi captured some sort of creature and is holding it.
They may have captured the bone dragon.
And the other guy?
It is probably unlikely.
So, like, an agent might be with his client today?
It's possible.
That's cool.
Is there someone, like, you can, like, tell, like, whoever gave these, like, instructions that we have to go do this detail, like, do they know that Breeze is represented by the guy who started the fucking fire shit at the food collective?
I believe our commanding officer is aware.
Like, for real, though? Or, like, he just knows it's somebody.
Kadia, when I use words, it's because I mean what the words mean.
Okay, I'm just, double checking. Like, sometimes when you explain things, like, or at least when I explain things, I don't fully say exactly what I mean. You know what I mean? So...
I don't fully say exactly what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
So like that.
Holly, you're either the greatest role player of all time, or you're a fucking alien.
Or both. You gotta feel the character, be the character, live the character. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Is she role-playing? Is she not? I don't know.
Look, if he's there, we'll deal with it.
Like, deal with it, or like...
He murdered multiple people last night. Yes, we will deal with it.
Yes.
Deal with
Okay.
it.
Thank you, Rhea. Thank you.
But- Kadia, can we maybe you not fire the first shot and you wait? Maybe we like let some cooler heads preside a little bit before we just go pew pew and
How about this?
do stuff.
I will follow the lead until I feel that the lead is not going in the direction I wish it to go in.
Okay.
Well, at least
so
she's honest.
one of the things that I learned in Bard College, the short time I was there, is that like there was a difference between like a solo performance and an ensemble, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I think right now we need teamwork as an ensemble and not a solo performance.
So like I'm the flute, but I can't start until the mid. I got you.
You're like a triangle, you know?
No, triangle shit. No triangle.
I like the
Do you
triangle.
play the recorder?
No.
So
Because
Can- we maybe think about that going in there?
I'll be the flute this time instead of the lute. I got it.
You.
I've
I've lost track of this metaphor.
I'm not certain whether or not things have gotten better or worse.
Be like the 10th seat in the violin section.
I think it's unlikely that we'll encounter this individual at the meeting either way, as the individual in question went directly to the Brimeraldi school and requested me, and then shortly thereafter threw a fireball into an needy establishment I was in. So not only have we already identified the assailant, but we've identified premeditative action, which means the arcane guard and the other guard involved is likely already trying to track this individual down. Day-to-day business transactions will likely be on hold.
Like to be prepared.
I would absolutely recommend preparation in case the unlikely happens. I'm just stating what is more likely is that we find that he's not around.
All right, I have another question. When it comes to Breeze, can I play like the really hardcore fan? Is that acceptable behavior? Or should I
Aren't you
just
already
like
kind of the hardcore fan?
It is not acceptable behavior. We
No.
are.
it's kind of like, you know, done like a nosedive because A, she decided to be represented by this fool, and 2, she's not underground anymore. Like she's like really popular, so that's really not my thing.
Right. Here's my plan. We act like goddamn professionals.
It is great plan.
Can't be.
I like this plan. We continue with this one.
I will just be the flute. Got it.
Okay, I still don't know what that means.
I am certain she's going to
But you
attack
can
somebody.
you can be first chair though. How's that?
Oh yes,
There's-
I love it.
There's only
Okay.
one flute.
That's first
Usually
chair.
there's multiple. Actually, my grandmama, she says there's lots of flutes in the band. That's not true.
So your grandmama thinks that there is only one band in the world.
No, but like her life is orchestra. You get it, right? To her, her life is an orchestra.
Okay, so she thinks there's only one band in the world. Okay.
But there's.
We,
But,
we move on.
okay.
More
I'm
of
just
like a
saying that I
string
might
quintet,
fireball
though.
us right now.
What would you guys like to do?
Oh,
Ah.
I have another question. Sorry.
Yes?
Yesterday we were gonna like knock, 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 and open that box. Do we still want to do that? Oh, and since the Brimraldi is holding a creature anyway, do we want to go see what that's about? Are we doing
Okay.
that first?
No. We
No,
have
we're-
thing we must do
oh.
first. We have orders, and then we will go into the others in a decided order afterwards.
Okay.
This is
That's
what
it. I'm
this
not-
is what having a job is like. Sometimes you cannot do the things you want to do, like open magical box with potentially dangerous creature inside.
Well, you know,
First, you must work at bank,
this
or
was my thought process. So we go to meeting. Grim is there. We kill him. I'm all out of magic, and we can't open that box for 2 days now. That was my line of thinking.
That's okay.
Okay,
it's probably
or we
been down
open
there
the box,
forever.
the box tries to kill us, and then we go there and Grim is there.
That's true. I guess we're in the same predicament. Either way. Alright. I will shut my mouth and I'll be a flute now.
Don't believe you.
I am really unclear on the flute metaphor. Can we please go?
All right. I think we go and take care of. Let's go to the meeting and just get it over with.
Yes. We
'Cause
do
we
that.
might need to prepare stuff before the performance tonight for her. We go.
Great, wonderful. All right, so you make your way over to the Meridian Theater that is part of the Sierra Harmony Hall. Kedia, this is a place that you are familiar with, although you have never performed there yourself. It's kind of a prestigious place to perform. It's not usually something that anything but like the sort of best of the best students that are sort of upperclassmen will ever perform in, or guests that come in, because
Battle of the Bands.
performers from outside that have big draw make more money, and that is that. You approach the theater itself, and in front of it there are two large statues that are sort of Sisyphusian in nature. They both sort of carrying these giant polished marble globes on their back, and the stonework around the exterior of this fairly tall building that has just lots of very small sort of slitted windows, and decor that's very much sort of cross between kind of almost Art Deco and kind of like a Gothic Art Nouveau in its design. So there's a lot of black and white there, but also sweeping sort of filigree patterns of golds and reds there. It looks like a hyper stylized version of the Dracoran aesthetic. And there's sort of this semicircular set of steps that go up into a large set of double doors, which are already propped open, and you make your way into the lobby, where you are greeted by a small kobold who just sort of looks up at all of you.
Fireball.
Kobold is wearing looks to be a kind of leather vest, has a belt that has sort of a length of line on it. He has a hammer in his belt as well, and a couple other various pouches and patches. Has sort of rags wrapped up all around his wrists, and his mouth just sort of like hangs open a little bit and looks at all of you.
I look at everyone else and I'm like,
I also look at everyone else.
like what?
I look at the kobold. Hello?
Hi!
Hi. We are
What can I do you for?
We're supposed to meet Vela Breese today.
Ah! You're supposed to meet Vela Breese today.
We are. We have, and I pull out the orders that we received.
Ah!
We're from the Aureus Academy.
Ah!
Could you perhaps point us in the
Yeah.
right direction?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Vela Breeze. Exciting day for you.
Sure.
Great. Come on in.
Hey.
Okay. You coming?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
we're coming.
Great.
Does he look like he works here?
How would you like to discern this?
Like, is he wearing a name?
Clothes.
No, like
Hi, I'm Kobold Ted.
like when we walked in, was he doing work or was he tidying or you know what I mean? Like
He was sort of walking from one place to another, and you just sort of walked in and he was there, and then he just sort of stopped and looked at you.
do you work here?
Yeah!
What do you do?
I am a sagehand claw.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you like get to climb like the go up top and stuff? Like
Nope.
No. That's scary.
But Strink gets to.
Who?
Strink!
Oh.
Strink's a rigger.
That's exciting.
I move things.
What do you move?
Things.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
very specific.
What was your name again?
Oh, I'm Vogie.
Okay, brilliant. Rhea,
That's a great name.
pleasure.
Nice to meet you, Rhea. Pleasure. Come on. They're waiting for you. You're late.
Oh, who's they?
There was no ask for time.
And he leads you across this sort of long entryway with a red rug through a couple of doors into what you can see sort of down at the end of this sort of corridor. Sort of a ramp goes down. It looks like it's sort of the central kind of descent into the bottom of the theater itself. You can see a stage kind of up back about 30 or 40 feet past the sort of opening that you're looking through there, with bright red velvety curtains hung there. You can hear some kind of clattering and banging around as looks like there are people sort of in and about cleaning up. There appears to be some sort of work going on backstage and such. And you follow the kobolds in sort of in the corridor that curves around the periphery, and he leads you into a room after maybe about 30 seconds of walking through what appears to be a lounge room, and then into a room with a long table that has 8 chairs at it, and seated in one of them is a woman with sort of very long, sort of wispy, white, almost platinum hair. And at the head of the table, there is a very well-dressed half-orc man who has sort of hair that's kind of this lightish tan color that's sort of just brushed and combed over. So it kind of has a lot of volume to it. He's wearing sort of an overcoat and a vest, all in sort of earthen tones. You can see his shirt kind of bustles up with a little bit of frills, and he has an ascot on there. And the woman seated at the table has on a red, almost sort of like oriental style dress with kind of like the high sort of mandarin collar, very form-fitted. It shines a bit as if it's made of silk or so, and they both sort of look up, and the kobold sort of leads you there, stands in the door, and just like stands like in front of you in the doorway, and just sort of like looks at them, and he's just like, ah. And he turns and looks at you guys, and he turns back, and then he just like walks past all of you there.
I give a bow to the people in the room. Rion and Mordev, these are my companions, and I introduce everybody. We were sent by Aureus.
Good. I'm glad you could all make it. Thank you, thank you. Please be seated or stand if you care to. My name is Malfu. I represent Miss Vela Breese. Everyone, this is Vela Breese. She sort of stands, looks at all of you, gives you a little sort of nod and a smile. Yes, please, come in. Come in, sit.
I do a little curtsy and, polite bow and go and sit down.
I sit as well.
Excellent.
Don't look at anybody, and I sit down.
Is this another chair trap?
I don't know. Is it? Alright, let me just find the music. Alright. As you sort of sit down, the half-orc Malthus steps over, sort of pulls up a chair or pulls out the chair for Miss Breeze, and then pushes it in as she sits down, and he himself pulls back a chair. And the upholstery in here is all white. It's very nice. Everything is very clean. The table itself is this long, sort of brightly polished marble tabletop at the far end of the room. There's an elaborate sort of fireplace. It's a very comfortable room. Looks to be either some sort of meeting room or perhaps used for food, entertaining, that sort of thing. Well, I'm glad you're all here. You came recommended through some of the other people that we talked to. It appears you are capable, and we have a matter of pressing importance. I believe that I am in need of protection, specifically your protection, and am willing to compensate you all for it.
Ziliana sits up straight.
May I
Is it
ask?
you're needing protection from?
Yes.
Or
Well,
who?
That is part of what I was hoping you could solve for me. And she takes a piece of paper and just sort of slides it across the table towards you. It's sort of folded in quarters.
I open it.
And you see a letter there before you, which I will do my best to arrange.
The letter A.
Oh. Does anybody want to read it out?
So yeah, somebody please read it. It's sort of
Okay.
up on this.
I will read it.
Okay.
The beauty of your voice will provide shroud to the danger of your message no longer. I cannot abide such an insidious siren to profit as you will as the voice of the wandering star. Let the ears of the people be free again and rejoice in the silence of your last oppressive refrain. Tomorrow you sing for the last time.
Is that blood at the bottom of it?
Does it look like it's blood at the bottom of it?
How would you like to try to discern if it is blood at the bottom of it?
I would like to
Taste it.
smell it to see if it smells metallic or whatnot. Like,
Make an investigation roll.
so good. This is when I wish I was an animal. All right. Submit. I got a 9.
Smells a bit like parchment.
Oh, this is Kool-Aid. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get a discernible scent from it. The half-orc, Malthu, sort of leans forward as you all read. So, I think you can see the urgency of our situation.
Yes.
Who do you think would send this to you?
Well, someone as reputable and famous as Miss Breeze here is not a stranger to these sort of jealousies and has acquired perhaps some folks that don't like her around here. Who sort of looks to her and she kind of nods. There's a gentleman by the name of Trelmarn Kesh who seems to have taken a specific interest in her performances at Maudstein's Square, interrupting one of them, the most recent. We believe him to be perhaps the prime suspect, but perhaps not the only one.
We are familiar. When did you receive this letter? And where did you receive?
I found it in my dressing room 2 days ago.
And did anybody see anybody enter?
We're lucky because tomorrow, 2 days ago, was yesterday.
Perhaps they intended for me to find it later. I wasn't due in the theater until the night before the performance, which is today, but I like to stop by early.
Does the theater have any reinforcements other than us?
The theater itself has a strict no weapons policy during performance and typically screens any purveyors of magic with the help of the Bremeraldi school to keep our performances uninterrupted, shall we say, although an establishment of this rapport with the community has had no problems to date. It stood as an establishment of pristine behavior for nigh 100 years now.
I am worried about people attending the performance maybe being some of Tralmarn's students. He's been teaching magic in a way that's kind of reckless to people in the crowds.
Well, I have brought up the option of postponing or canceling the performance, but I will have none of it. People around here need some hope and goodwill, and I'm not going to bow in the face of any kind of threat. That is why we have 5 capable people here. Performance will go on as scheduled. City needs joy and hope in these times.
I put a hand on Kadia's shoulder.
I do worry, though, that the threat is perhaps magical in nature, as I have had crosswords with, and she sort of looks at you for a very long moment, Dorand, and kind of looks back, kind of down at the table, with the Bremeraldi Praetor Fogmar. You could say we've been perhaps adversarial politically. I don't think she likes my ideas of curtailing magic to help protect the general populace.
Yes, that's a bad idea, but go on.
Well, if the events of last night, from what I've heard, are any indication, perhaps there'd be a lot more people alive.
That is a conjecture. And
I don't
also,
think fiends follow laws generally.
If the instigator of that event, which we had unfortunately a front row seat to, so chose, those without any kind of capability to intercede would have also perished. And may have, because it was indeed a rather brutal onslaught from the onset.
At any rate, her life would be remarkably easier if I were not here, and I think she is not pleased that I have the honor of being selected as someone who will be the herald for the Wandering Star Festival coming up.
Well, elaborate on that. What is this? I don't know it.
The Festival of the Wandering Star. It's I've never been, but from what I'm told, it's a truly remarkable gathering of people and cultures from all over, and things of wonder arrive. And I'm told that it's one time a year that the impossible can happen before your eyes. Truly a capturing of the brightest merchants and minds and speakers and performers of the whole world is drawn to Vesular. Consider it an honor to
Is it an annual event? Is it sponsored by a specific faction or something?
I think that it is heralded by the Grey Pike Consortium, as there's a large bazaar merchant square that is formed as part of it. She sort of looks over at Malthu for a second, and he kind of like nods and looks back at you, and she nods. Our contract for the event is through them, so I believe they have organizational power, at least, within it. But the true power comes from the immense diversity and variety of the talent that arrives, I'm told. It's not a thing, doesn't sparkle that you can't see, and there's not a color known to dye that you can't buy.
There's like these really good fried dough things that are in the shape of stars. There's powdered sugar on them too, and sometimes you can get like caramel on them and things like that.
Caramel. Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was looking for. I was gonna sell flower crowns. Never mind. I'm here.
Yeah, Ziliana, you would, and anyone who's been like a resident of Vesular for multiple years and such, it's kind of like a World's Fair type event. There's definitely all sorts of sort of like street shopping and bazaar and stuff of that nature, but there's also this sort of like almost like inventorship, entrepreneurial feel to the whole thing, in that people specifically bring things that they've created, be they magical or mechanical or that, and basically like try to show off and one up each other and who can create the most fantastical things that are either like functional or performative or any of that. So it's very much this just sort of
The Stark Expo. I got it.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wanna lean over to Soliana. You do not worry about flower. You'll be paid far more handsomely for this than for any number of flowers you sell.
Thank you. Right. Just, when you've been working on something for a few weeks and then you're like, oh, what do I do with this? It's disappointing, but this is better work. Yes.
If I may, I would love to purchase one of your flower crowns.
That'll be 200 gold.
Yeah, I mean, I can bring it by later if my goats haven't eaten my work. Yeah, I would love to.
I keep them with the goats for safety.
I would be honored. I always.
As part of your performance, would you want an animal near you?
I rent goats.
I appreciate the offer.
I can be a goat.
However,
Hear me out. Hear me out. If we are to protect you, I have the ability to transform myself through druidic magic into an animal. So if you are on stage and wanted someone close to you, and that added a dramatic flair, because this doesn't do stage, I could offer myself that way.
it is a fantastical idea for sure.
That does bring up a good point, though. What exactly are your plans for this evening?
Well, I plan to perform as I have planned, and
Yeah,
I have
but I mean-
hired a team of capable adventurers who will both protect me and get to the bottom of this. If you're not up
Yes.
for this, I need to know now, because time is running out. I was hoping you'd be here a bit earlier.
We were lit on fire last night. Our apologies. My point is that it's difficult to protect somebody if we don't know exactly what's going on, where you're supposed to be, and when you're supposed to be there.
Well, I mean, I can give you the times for the performance itself, if that helps you.
That would be a good place to start.
But I can tell you that it won't start unless I step foot on the stage, and it won't end until I step off of the stage.
That's consistent with others shows we've seen.
How it works. And I would worry about putting you in harm's way should you be beside me or near me, should the unthinkable happen.
Ma'am,
I
you're hiring
appreciate-
us to be in harm's way.
In a not entirely body shield-like way, no.
I'm just saying you don't need to worry about us. It's our job.
Well, jobs aside, and you can see that Malthu has pulled out a fairly massive stack of papers that he's been kind of rifling through this conversation. There is a no animals clause as part of the performance in the contract.
Well, technically, it would be a human, just in the shape of an animal. I promise not to spoil the stage.
Promise not to shed.
Yes, apparently there was some incident with several dozen canaries years ago.
I mean, I can't do things that fly, so I mean, we've got that taken care of.
I don't think it was the flying that ruined the theater, but
It was all the shitting.
whatever you need to do to ensure that this.
So wait a minute. If I'm gonna do this job and work, I need to be an animal at some point, regardless if
Okay,
it's on
no.
stage with her.
No. I believe that it is about the performance.
I know. I know.
If there is attack, then animal is fine. Just in the same way, there's probably a no violence clause. But if fireballs start flying, then
If violence happens, sometimes you just gotta.
I
Yes, Katia.
This is a deep thing.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to look at the half-orc man. I can't sort of in
Malthu.
like excruciating detail.
oh no, racist Katia at it again.
What do you mean?
I would like to examine the half-orc for any signs of
What are you-
untrustworthiness or evilness.
What are you?
Or glamour.
I was actually thinking about the glamour.
What are you? Are you like visually inspecting? Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm eyeing him hard.
All right. Make an investigation roll.
18.
All right. Looking him over, you do your best to not constantly be distracted by how absolutely well dressed he is. As he's very dapper. You can see that he has several bits of jewelry, a nice sort of gold bracelet that kind of reveals itself past the cuff every once in a while when he rifles through the notes. Looking him over, you don't notice anything incredibly out of the ordinary. However, as he kind of like leans back in his chair a little bit and puts his arms up for a second, you do notice that there is the slight kind of silhouette as if he has something sort of long and I was gonna say long and hard in his pocket, but that's not exactly where I
Does
wanted to
he
go
now?
with that. But it looks like there's perhaps some sort of knife or something in his breast pocket.
All right.
Or dagger or something like that. It's not like huge, but
I think we've lost him.
I had to say this. That's yeah.
but that's really the only thing that catches your eye that's not sort of just like immediately details of his presentation.
Okay.
Vela puts her elbows on the table and sort of steeples her fingers. I will say that in matters of violence and fireballs and all that, I have a couple of concerns. One, first and
We also have concerns
foremost,
about fireballs.
tonight is a sold-out performance. I will not have anyone die on the hands of coming here, which is why I'm placing my full confidence and faith in all of you. Secondly, if there is someone responsible for this. We need you to find them and apprehend them alive unless absolutely not possible. We're looking to get to the bottom of this matter completely. If you merely kill a henchman, it's not going to get us anywhere. Much against Malthu's counseling, I feel that performing is a wonderful way to lure whomever this is out in the open. She just kind of slouches back. All this talking and conjecturing has made me a bit parched. Are any of you thirsty? Can I get any of you something?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, if you want to partake or whatever.
The eggnog.
Oh, actually, take it back. Aziliana, as a background as a courtier, would say we would love it because it's polite to take it. People don't need to drink it, but say yes. That sounds very good.
All right. Perhaps bring in some wine or water.
Water if you want us on our best performance.
By the time our performance comes over, we're just fucking blasted.
So,
I'll show you a fireball.
and
I will.
Malthu gets up for a second and goes out, and you can hear him talking, and you just hear like, yeah, okay, yep. And then you hear like little scraping of little toes against the marble floor, and he comes back in the room and just sort of like rolls his eyes a little bit. They weren't so damn good at their jobs. Well, I guess that's all. They're just damn good at their jobs. He sits back down. I do have one other concern, which I know Vela is not completely comfortable with bringing up herself, but there is a matter of another person from her past who we're aware that resides in this city. For a short time early in her career, Miss Breeze was represented by a Mr. Balthier Grimm.
We're
We're
familiar.
very familiar with Valtier Grimm.
So familiar.
So
He's a strange
unbelievably.
man.
So very, very... I think I still have the scorch marks.
Well, then perhaps I don't need to explain further, but he came to me several days ago and demanded a cut of the proceeds from tonight's performance as a finder's fee. I paid him 100 gold in hopes that he would drop it and move on, but his demands were 20% of the total profits, which is ridiculous.
You need not worry. If he shows his face anywhere, he will be apprehended immediately. He is wanted by... You hold on, Katia, just one moment before you go crazy. He will be apprehended, for he is wanted by the city at large. You do not need to pay this man anything at all. Katia, do you have something to say?
Katie, is it flute time?
Actually, well, nope.
What?
Should I not be a flute anymore?
Oh, Katie, I'm still not sure what that means, so...
Every instrument gets a solo.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But it has to be, you know,
Okay.
just be careful. Do
Right.
not attack with weapon.
Okay, no, we're not gonna start with that one.
Oh no!
Okay, hold on.
I just like reach out and just like convulsively grab Gruthkol's wrist.
Okay. So, like, alright, this message. First of all, okay, no first of all. Anyway, okay. What exactly do you think that your, in your message, what the danger is that this person is talking about in the note left? You know, your message last performance was kind of different.
Remember that part about skipping words in the broadcast? We weren't wrong.
not sure I've gleaned a question yet.
Okay, let me rephrase. So, hold on. This is a lot. I'm talking. Okay, anyway. So, the person in the note, they said that, your message is dangerous. What do you think is dangerous about your message?
I think that some people are uncomfortable with themselves in a manner that doesn't allow them to feel comfortable in their surroundings, and they need to subvert others to find that comfort and joy. It's a threatening position to those in power.
Okay. Hold on. Let's try this another way. Okay, so last performance.
The
Okay,
kobold
so
sort of comes back in with wine.
that's
Continue.
number 2. Anyway, so last performance, your message was kind of odd, but it may not be your fault. Like, how much is the, like, I don't know how to put this into words.
It's clear.
Yes, I'm trying not to be offensive. I am being a flute and not a lute today. And I don't know how to say this without making it sound really bad.
Perhaps you should ask the question to one of the rest of us quietly, and we can try and translate it in a way that makes you seem not insane.
Kobold just like
Can I move on to
pushes the
question?
tray of wine, and he's just like eavesdropping.
Okay, so Empire. Yeah. So why is it the
Scampers
Empire's
off.
like not doing magic? Like, the message has all like Mossy Square, right? You go there all the time. You perform there all the time. Like, you just did a performance like a while ago that was like fucking awesome, and then your last performance was like the total opposite, and you were like peace and like chill and like it's all good, and I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Is your friend all right?
We're not sure. She has been through a lot lately.
I'm pretty sure she's not.
It is probably true.
I try to make whatever the message is in my performance be something that can resonate not with what people may want to hear, but what I think people need to hear.
The musician we don't.
So, how much of the Empire's influence is in your message now? Or is this, like, truly you? Is this the real Vela Breeze? Or is this someone else? Okay, this is what I was talking about. But anyway.
All he's asking if she's a fucking sellout.
I can assure you that both lyrics and performances are not influenced creatively by any benefactors or anything else. If anything, I would think that the Empire would want to stifle her performances altogether, not alter them. As we've already told you, one of the people that we do fear most in this is perhaps closely associated with the Empire.
I think we heard you perform a couple days ago. And it seemed to have an effect on some of the people. More than just being inspired by a voice.
Oh yeah, I felt that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it seems like before you were like, oh yeah, let's get this music and magic hopping together. And then the next week
Magic!
you know what I mean? Like, the magic was just flowing in that first performance, right? Where we all first met, and I was like, let's go to Montaigne Square. And some of you were like, you remember Rhea? Rhea, you were really into it. And then the second performance, it was like, nah. You know,
Perhaps it wasn't the performance that changed, but the audience.
Well, yeah, you took all the magic away. I just.
Okay. Is it important? Will this line of questioning Kadia help us protect this woman?
Oh, okay. Sorry. That was just my first question. Let me read
Okay.
this note again.
I'm going to need a drink.
Okay. I was
We
being
may
a
be
flute for
here
a long
a
time.
while.
Okay.
And she
Second
never
of all,
did make it to her performance this evening. She was trapped in the interrogation for many days.
just be aware that some of us need the gold that she's offering.
second question. Why do you have kobolds working for you? That seems sort of weird.
Kobolds don't work for us, they work for the theater.
Is that weird? Everybody needs a job.
I mean,
Yeah, but like,
if you think about it, they're brilliant. They can climb quite well. They always want to fly, but can't. I'm not sure how that's relevant, but in the theater, it's a great analogy. They can occasionally assist with pyrotechnical effects, and they're generally hard workers. They can see well in the dark. They don't like to go outside, so you don't have to worry about them running off to snog one of the chorus girls. And they're tremendously hard workers.
I think they work all over.
They're not really
Sierra.
front of the house people, but sometimes simple jobs and
Just say
simple
it, they're
minds
the
are
But, like, all right.
great.
they're not like. Are they here of their own free will?
I mean, as much as anyone comes to a job hoping to get paid, yes.
It seems weird. Like someone was like, "Hey, hire these people." Like us, you were like, "Hey, hire these people. We recommend them." Did someone do that?
Perhaps you would like to ask the kobolds what their career path to get to their current station is. I
hear the kobold
really
oracles
know.
can be quite knowledgeable about such things.
However, it might be a good idea to talk to the kobolds about different entrances and exits to the theater and backstage and things like that at
That's
some
a good
point.
idea. We also might want to do a sweep of the area to see if anybody has hidden anything in the theater.
Like, okay, that's another, like, for instance, right? Like, this was found in your dresser. How do you know a kobold didn't put it there?
Why are we suspecting the kobolds?
I have no way of knowing whether or not a kobold put it there, or if somebody gave it to them to put there and they're not culpable at all, or perhaps they're behind this whole dastardly thing and they've been working at the theater for however many years they have in a deep undercover plot to assassinate me at some point. This is why I've hired all of you.
Okay, well, this is why these questions are necessary. Okay, so another question. Why were you represented by Balthier Grimm? Like, that's a hard one right there, I know. But, like, why'd you go for it? You know? Like, I see that you've moved on. You seem great there. Person. You got lots of jewelry. Awesome. Nice clothing. I really like those boots. They are, like, so this season. Anyway. Why?
Well, early in one's career, it's sometimes difficult to decide what is and isn't necessary in order to promote yourself. In Calathun, there wasn't many options, and let's just say the professional relationship with Balthier Grimm was longer than I had desired, and something that I don't look upon fondly.
Wait, so you started out in Calathun? Oh my god, that's like crazy. Alright, that's a fact I didn't know. He followed you here? Like, I don't understand. Like, is he a stalker?
As far as I know, he lives and works here. I tour all over. She sort of leans back and takes a big gulp of wine from this conversation. You can see her face just immediately like scrunches up, and then she just spits it out all over the table, and you can see just sprays out, and she just tosses the glass, sort of like half dropping it on the ground, and just grabs. You can see that Malthu's sort of already producing like a handkerchief, and she grabs it and like wipes off her mouth, and you can see the handkerchief is just like covered in this really like thick red drops of liquid, and it's sort of sprayed out all over the table. And she just sort of like looks at all of you. There's no way that's wine. Just sort of stands up.
I'm gonna pick up the glass. Is it blood?
Make an investigation roll.
We have glasses, right?
There was a tray of enough sort of glasses brought for everybody. They're actually kind of like goblets. They're metallic, but
11.
nobody has touched it. So
Wait, kobolds served goblins?
goblets.
Oh,
There's one frog with a straw
I
on
mean,
it too.
if there's a job, you know, I also want to pull out the bottle that was given to me last night by Trollmarn and uncork it and smell it and compare it to the smell of the wine that's there.
I got an 11 on my investigation.
Right. So on investigation, it's not very hard to tell. You kind of swirl it around. The consistency matches with blood. It is cool to the touch, so that it is.
That doesn't make me feel all that much better.
It's not, as you would say, super fresh unless it's been chilled. But
Is it freshly decanted?
Does definitely seem like blood to you in all ways. And so you pull out your bottle of wine, Ziliana, and you're doing what with it?
So like, Trollmarn gave me a bottle of red liquid last night, and I want to smell it to see if it matches the smell of the blood that's there.
Okay, so you're uncorking the bottle and
Like just smelling it.
okay. You open it up. It smells like wine.
Okay. Cork it back up and put it in my pocket.
Is the kobold still in here?
No. He kind of scampered off.
We must fetch the kobold. You wait there. Gonna go out and try and find the kobold.
Interesting.
You go out and you do see that sort of into the main theater area, looking up. The curtains are kind of like half drawn on the stage itself, but you can see kind of back into the back of the theater, and you see there's 4 kobolds there. The one that you saw, Strink, I believe you were introduced to, is there, and 3 others. One of them is standing on top of a box, and they're all kind of like looking at them. You can tell they're wearing this like really like brightly colored vest that has just a whole sort of bevy of assortments, amazing technicolor vest, if you will. And that kobold seems to be showing it off, and the others are just like looking at it, and then they'll tug on it, and he'll like hit their hand away. And they all sort of, as you like take a few more steps out, all of their heads sort of like whip around and look at you as they all stare at you. Hi.
Now, which one of you served the wine to Miss Breeze moments ago?
Do you need more? I can get more.
Was it you?
Yep.
Could you come with us? We need to have a question with you for, a few moments.
Okay.
Okay. I lead
Kind of
the kobold back in.
scampers. You can see him going to like set foot on the center of the stage, and then be like, and then he like goes off to the side, and walks down some other stairs. You hear like, and he comes out this sort of side to the stairs. Not supposed to work on the parquet. Claws sharp. Okay.
I bring him back in.
Sort of stands there. More wine?
Less blood, preferably.
Are you 100% sure exactly what it was you brought?
You wanted wine.
It was blood. I
Blood
wanna
wine?
I'll, like get a goblet of some of the blood wine and hand it out to him. You'll see for yourself.
Not supposed to
Don't
drink.
give him a taste for
on the
blood. What are you
job.
doing?
He like kind of looks at it.
Oh, that's so gross. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
No, it's definitely blood. Definitely blood.
Yes.
Did anybody tamper with this liquid when you brought
No,
it?
it tastes like fresh blood.
Did you
don't think it's been
purposefully
tampered with.
bring blood?
I just tapped one of the kegs from the new shipment.
Okay, and blood came out of this. Where did the shipment come from?
Perhaps you
I
show
assume
us-
it came from the place that the wine comes from.
Well, no, because it's blood.
Well, then we got a blood shipment instead of a wine shipment.
Oh, now that you put it that way, it's actually a very easy mistake to make. Show us the blood wine.
Okay. He kind of like grabs one of the other things and holds it up to you.
No, the keg.
Oh, he puts it down. Did you want more?
We'd like to
Wait here, I
inspect
can
the
get
wine.
you more.
No, take me with you.
Can we come with you?
If you want, we're supposed to wait on you.
Well,
Okay, but we let you wait on us, and then we got blood.
we're supposed to learn more about the theater, so I would love a tour.
Okay,
Our way.
we'll start with the wine.
Okay.
Come on! He
All
sort of turns and walks out. And Villa and Malthu both sort of stand and follow out with all of you, and he sort of runs kind of like full speed for about a dozen steps, and then like stops, turns, waits for you all to like follow, and then scampers another bit and like stops the next point where you wouldn't be able to see him, and then waits and goes. And at this point, the other three kobolds that were there are all sort of like standing, and they're all like watching you guys going, and he takes you sort of up across sort of the back of the stage, and he sort of stops in the middle, looks back at you, and you proceed to go sort of all the way across the building, through some dressing rooms that are kind of immediately off on stage left, and then out through a door, which you can assume is some sort of stage door, out into the street. Walk towards the front of the building a bit, and then down a flight of stairs there, where you see another sort of slightly bigger kobold who appears to be hard at work, stacking up barrels, and there's one barrel sort of just sideways on top of another barrel that has a tap stuck in it, and the other kobold is just sort of like doing his best to sort of like heft the barrels up and like roll them over, and like he's not lifting any of them, he's just like rolling them up other barrels and putting them there. Seems to be fairly adept at it. He turns and looks, the other kobold just like looks back at him, and then they stare at each other for a second. This is the wine!
Which one did you tap?
The one with the tap in it.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Can I inspect this barrel or I guess compare it to the other barrels, see if there's like, if it matches the other ones, if there's any sort of like maker's mark on it?
You can certainly do that. Investigation roll, please.
Seven.
Looking them over, you don't see any kind of marking on them. The barrels look reasonably old, a little bit dirty on the outside. You can't really, there's nothing that distinguishes any of them particularly from others. Like, they're not all like perfectly identical, but that's just sort of the wood and the make of the barrel. the kobold who's stacking them, as you're like looking closely at all of them, just comes over and like looks at it super close with you. And you go to another one, he like follows and like looks at it. They all come today.
Okay. Is this normal?
Yeah, we get wine. Not every day though.
Okay, did the same person who usually delivers them deliver these?
Don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know all of the people who deliver wine.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
You don't think there's something in there that's being blood, do you?
Something in the wine that's blood? Like blood wine?
Or just blood? There's
Just
just blood
blood.
in there.
In here?
In the keg you just tapped.
Oh, he tapped it.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you bring the wine from all the way down here, all the way back up there?
Sometimes.
Ooh, this is where you came from, though.
No, I came from the mountains.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna pull out like the cup from my mess kit, and I'm gonna like open the tap and see if blood comes out.
All right. Same consistency of the liquid that you had before.
Okay, so it's definitely full of blood. Tap. I'll tap the one next to it. Tap this one.
With this spigot. We tap it with a spigot.
Okay, yeah. Wine humor.
Wine humor.
He takes a cork in one claw and just sort of pulls the spigot out of the other one, just jams the cork in with a little splash of blood onto the ground, just sort of pats it in. Okay, we're not supposed to tap one until we finish another one.
Okay, you planning on finishing the blood?
They both look at each other, and then they look back.
Don't answer that.
We tap another one, but don't tell. Sort of goes.
If
and-
we were gonna tell, who would we tell?
Don't tell. Just don't tell.
Holly's mind is a conspiracy theory board all the time. Any new name, any new person, post-it goes up, string a thread.
We should just have on your wall behind you. We should just have like all of the NPCs and like red strings and threads, so you could just be like, oh, and just like change it all around when you.
Well, to be fair, Balthio Grimm is from Colathune, where my tiefling Anakin was from. Something's fishy.
yes,
sorry.
because there's only a few people who come from that city, of thousands and thousands of people. They tap the other keg.
What's in the other keg?
All right, pouring. Seems to be blood.
Good. All right.
So, are there any like merchant markings or anything on any of these barrels?
Not that Rhea found. No.
Okay. So, there's no refreshments like this for tonight, I guess.
People want wine.
This is blood.
Oh.
Who do you report to when you have a problem?
Usually Ding.
All right. Can you go get Ding?
Yep. He returns with another kobold.
Ding, are you the one who is responsible for the shipments? Ding, who do you report to that's not a kobold?
Oh. We have a very elaborate chain of command.
Kobolds all the way down, baby.
This theater is built on kobolds.
I don't know, but Shren is who I usually report to.
Okay. So who does the shipment orders?
Oh. That might be Yogi.
Okay, that's probably who we want to talk to then.
Okay, I'll go get Yogi.
Okay.
By the end of this, we're just gonna be surrounded by kobolds.
That's what they attack.
And I love each one.
Alright, he comes back with the one with the brightly colored vest on.
Did you do
There's
the
now
order?
there's now 4 kobolds in here. So you pack into this little wine cellar. It does go off into the rest of the basement, but this is sort of like the receiving room for it. I signed for the order.
Okay, but who made the order?
Oh, I don't know.
Who delivered the order?
I think the school makes the orders.
Okay, who delivered the order?
The people who make the wine.
What did they look like?
I did not take the delivery. Drax? The wine guy was tallish, humanish.
A beard.
He did have a beard.
Oh no.
And a mustache. He had several ears, just 2.
That is several.
I think he may have worked for the company that makes the wine. He came in a cart that had all the barrels on it. It was drawn by a horse.
What kind of horse? Oh, that's not relevant. I'm sorry.
It was a big horse.
Yeah.
It's like listening to a child tell us about its day at school.
So here's the thing. So I think maybe we should. I don't know if this whole wine blood thing is worth pursuing right now. Maybe.
What
It's
wine
better-
blood thing? All these barrels have blood in them.
Is this like Doran? Would this be like part of a spell? Like, would someone need tons of blood for a spell?
What do you plan on doing with this wine? Is it gonna be for the
I would
festival?
imagine-
Again, really cannot
This would
emphasize
be
this
very
enough. It's
useful.
not wine.
For those who use blood as a component, yes.
Do you
It
think
is.
someone's planting it here to use it later?
I mean, it is. I mean, it's possible. We do know of those people who do the blood magic. Yes.
Very much so. I was
I
thinking
was under
about
the
them this entire time, but I don't think I could have got a word in edgewise between your kobolding investigations. So,
I was under the impression that they needed like alive blood.
well, I suppose there is a certain amount of living essence in blood recently spilled, especially if it's chilled and packaged thusly. I don't know. I'm no expert, but we do happen to have a contact within them now. If we want to investigate that, problem of course being, it is a person that we have to find who knows the other person, etc., and the concert's tonight.
What if we focused on getting this out of here, out of
Yeah.
the theater tonight?
I very much would think that would be a wise decision.
Drex is just kind of like, I just got it all in here.
I'm sorry,
know.
buddy.
You did a very good job too.
And that was down the stairs. He like looks up the big flight of stairs from the street.
If we have
the
what we
question
could do.
does become, what do we do with the blood when there's many kegs here? We cannot just leave them in the street.
There's
Yeah.
gotta be a person that like deals with this stuff. Like,
That's me.
Do you think there's like
yeah, but like
a couple hundred golds worth of blood in here?
What? Don't
I,
sell
I mean,
blood.
just like
Just hypothetically.
just hypothetically speaking.
Oh, buy for the blood. What's his name? I think it was Dracula.
If you head on down to Ravenloft, you're gonna find some buyers.
Yeah. Castle on a hill. You can't miss it.
Big misty thing around. You won't be able to
Yeah.
leave. You'll love it.
Yeah. It's
There
good.
has to be somebody in one of your establishments that takes care of dangerous items.
But if the blood is not wine in the barrels, and we say, danger barrels, and they say, where the danger barrel from? And we say, the theater. Then won't all the people think the theater is dangerous?
No, it's
Well, there is also the possibility that this was just some kind of ominous warning, and spending all of our time carrying this out would be a waste of our time. That said, it will need to leave eventually anyway, because
I disagree. An ominous warning would be a bottle of wine.
that is true. It is very true.
17. How many barrels are here, Casey?
You won't make the kobold answer that.
Casey,
There are 1, 2,
come
3,
on.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably about 20.
It means there's a battle map down here, guys. 'Cause she actually counted. Well played, Tamara.
Well,
Little do you know, I made battle maps for the entirety of Vesuvar. Every square inch.
What about circular inches?
Those are accounted for too.
Oh, I see.
Can I think of a name of a person
Yep.
who runs the theater?
Andy.
You do know, I mean, it's run by sort of like the school's administration. So yes, so you do sort of have some inkling as to, it's the same as going to the administration of the school, right? There are like foreman people who oversee like the more nuts and bolts aspects of things, but ultimately any managerial decision at a high level is taken care of by the school itself.
I would like to leave this kobold situation and go and find some school administration or something.
We need to find a place to move the barrels to, I think.
Okay,
And the means to do so, as I doubt I could carry one.
I know I cannot carry any, so I'm gonna go get an administrator.
I put you in the wine room.
You
While
shift
this
thing.
is maybe while she's
Ah.
she's finding an administrator to take care of this, maybe can we kind of scope out the floor plan and logistics and things like that of like where would be a good place to be during a performance?
Oh, I have an idea, or a question. I turn to the kobolds. So you're familiar with this theater?
Oh yeah.
So you would know if there are any alternative entrances or exits into and out of theater, correct?
Alternative to the ones that are already there? Like if you
So-
wanted to go out of a window?
Okay, so let us say that you wanted to get into the theater.
I am
But
in
you're
the
not
theater.
Okay, well, I want you to tell me the ways that somebody could get into the theater that are not usually allowed for the guests, the visitors, the people.
Anything that's not the front door.
Okay. Perhaps you tell us them.
The back door, the side door, the cellar door, some sort of flying creature. There are windows on higher floors. There is a balcony that has a door on it that leads outside, but not to the ground unless you jump. Things that can jump high could use that as a door.
Or flying.
Yeah.
Okay, so no kind of secret hidden entrance you found? Okay, that is fine.
It wouldn't be a secret if I told you about it.
Well, you should tell me about
Is-
it anyway.
Is the kobold lying about not knowing about any secret entrances?
Insight.
I have no idea.
Can I make an insight check?
You
On
can
the
certainly
kobold.
try.
We've known you for
15.
3 minutes. Let me see if you're lying.
Your pants are on fire.
Yeah, he's not actually wearing pants, which I forgot to point out. He is wearing a very elaborate vest, which he's constantly straightening to make himself look more professional.
You look so
And
professional.
every time he does, all the other kobolds are just like,
Wow.
Oh, that's so cute.
fawning over it. Yeah, it's hard to tell. They clearly have their run of the theater and know all the nooks and crannies.
Okay, thank you, kobolds.
You're welcome, they say in chorus.
All right, I'll get.
I turn to Rhea. I would like to have kobold as child.
We'll work on that.
Cool.
I'm looking for an administrator.
All right. As you wander around into the cellar and continue to go downstairs, so the first room that you see sort of out in this area, you gather to be directly below the stage, and all of these sort of wooden patches that you see on the ground in front of you are all rigged up to kind of pulley systems, and they look like they are kind of like trapdoors through the stage, and these pulley systems go up into the stage of some sort or another. And then it goes up, and you sort of can see out in the back there's a set of stairs that you gather sort of goes up into sort of back behind the stage there. I can, if you want to go up the stairs, I can put you where you would be up the stairs.
Oh, we are in a nightmare scenario.
Yeah, another spiral set of stairs that goes up over there.
You're looking at a map right now.
Yes.
Okay,
What's over here? Is it just like a storage area?
Looking around, there's a bunch of columns holding up. There's a bunch of bags that seem like they have rolled up backdrops in them. And there's another hallway sort of out up over in that area. Lots of crates and storage there. And looking in, you see very heavy metallic looking chests that are chained to the ground. And there are 4 of them in there.
Does this look like a prop storage to me?
No. It looks like it is a storage for the money that's brought in for the theater, at least temporarily.
Oh.
Those chests are probably not movable by one person. They're very, very heavy.
If I was to, I can't see this map. Where should I drag myself a certain place?
I didn't realize you weren't on here. Where is your? Oh, there you go.
I didn't want to drag without. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Kaboop.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's a. You just kind of like hopped over a railing to go down there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And so that's the stairwell over here is sort of spirals down. So you're in the absolute lowest point here, and you see 2 large kegs there, and then a whole bunch of other bottles of wine in a little wine cellar area.
Does it look like these have been here for a while?
More or less, yeah. I mean, they're not like covered in dust and cobwebs and stuff, but they don't look like they're all fresh. Some of them have some dust on them.
Excuse me.
Huh?
I'm looking for an administrator.
Oh.
Where I can find one.
Let me go get Foggy.
Who?
Foggy.
No, not him. I've already spoke to him.
Oh.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What do you need? I can get it for you.
Nothing. Thank you.
You can't be backstage. We're performing tonight.
I know. I work here. Okay, bye.
Me too! Wait, come back. He just sort of follows you.
Okay.
What do you do here?
I...
Be careful of the parquet!
Of the what?
The parquet!
Okay, fine. I'll use the stairs. I'll use the stairs.
Thank you. And you walk into, that's a dressing room area there.
Me?
No. As you walk out around Acadia into what appears to be kind of more lobby areas, heading out, you recognize this as sort of like the way you came in, out over there. And you can sort of see out here, Acadia is like the main lobby in which you came in.
There's no one out here, though. Right?
No. You would know that the administrators don't like stay in, like the theater itself is sort of like open for performances and all that, but nobody like works and resides in the building really.
I'd
It's
like to go
for-
into the next building to where.
Okay, yeah, it's easy. You know where sort of that kind of stuff is, and it's easy enough to find your way over there. And you arrive and are able to find somebody knowledgeable about the theater.
Hi. Katie Akir Farron. So my group of like party, like, we're working for Vela Breeze over in the theater, and we were having our meeting with her, and then she was like served some wine by some kobolds, which I didn't know we had kobolds working in the theater. Anyway, the wine is not actually wine, it's blood, and there's barrels of it.
Well, that is disgusting.
And we're just dealing with a bunch of kobolds down there. And
Yes,
it's,
they
like, really chaotic.
do a good job running the theater.
Well, they don't know what to do with these barrels of blood. I didn't know if you intended to serve this, like,
We
at...
cannot serve blood. That is not
Exactly.
acceptable. People want wine. Is there no wine?
I don't know. I just know that, like, what's down there is blood. And...
Right. We cannot serve that.
Right. And, two, why are you having blood shipped to the school?
There should be no shipments of blood. Whatever it is incorrect. Send it back. Get the wine instead.
But don't you think that, like, shouldn't you, like, call the Aureus Academy or something? Like,
Do they need
obviously-
blood?
No. No one should be drinking blood.
I agree. It is disgusting.
Right. So you should probably find out, like, who gave you this shipment of blood, because it's, one, disgusting, two, not what you ordered, apparently, and three, really dangerous.
The blood is
So-
dangerous?
Yeah, if you consume it, like, that's not good.
It's disgusting. Yes, so the blood definitely cannot be served. And we need a lot of wine for tonight's performance. People like to drink while they watch the performance, and they tend to provide payment for the drinks as well.
Well, like, do you know, like, who orders the wine? Or do you know, like, who...
The wine is shipped from the vineyards locally. We use only local wines, and all foods and products are made here local in Vesular.
Grandpa has been at the vineyard a lot. Okay. Alright, sorry. So who do I need to talk to? And two, what do we do with all these barrels of blood? And
Well, you cannot serve them. That's disgusting.
I know you can't serve them. I'm sorry, but can you please not say that word anymore? Like, I know, and it's not really my job. I'm
Well,
just saying.
You just said that you work for Vela Breese and the theater, so it seems like it is your job. Do not serve the bottle or the barrels of blood wine. That is disgusting.
Oh,
You should
no,
put
no,
them.
serve wine. I don't serve wine. This is not my job. I need someone with authority here.
Right, I'm telling you what to do. So, we need wine for tonight. If you would like to solve this problem.
No, not my problem. Not my problem.
I say to Doran, do you think Katie's able to find anybody to get rid of this?
Yes, however, I also think, additionally, she will not successfully talk to them, even though she will find the right person.
So, what is it that you want to do with all this blood?
I want someone with some authority to come down to the cellar with me. That's what I'd like.
Alright, let us go, and I will go down to the cellar.
Do you have authority?
Let us go
Right
to the
now,
cellar.
I'm feeling like I have more authority than you do.
Well, we are all delusional in our own ways. Let us go.
Okay.
Coming in and yelling at, like, you know, the dean of your college, just being like, what the
There is blood in the basement. Why aren't you doing something about this?
So she follows you down there, and you see a human, dressed fairly professionally, follows you over towards the cellar, and all of the kobolds sort of like straighten up a little bit, and with the vest on, just like straightens up his vest, and she just like looks at all of them. Did you put blood in the barrels of wine? They all shake their heads. Well, then it seems like a problem with the supplier, not with the unloader.
This is what I was asking. I wasn't trying to solve your problem. I was trying to alert you of the problem. Hello, problem!
Yes,
We
we
also
cannot
need to get
serve
it-
this.
We need to get it out.
Well, then take it out. I don't want it. I don't want to pay for it either, though. Get a refund and get wine, and then we'll be able to serve.
You already have. We were not hired to look for wine for the party of the festival. I don't understand. This is insane.
Why are you here?
We are here to protect Vela Breese.
Is she in danger?
Well, she drank some blood wine, so maybe.
That's disgusting.
He said, I want to get off this ride.
I just.
Would you like me to take a break for a little bit? Perhaps you can sort out what you want to do? See you back in
Break.
perhaps 5 minutes. I will go have a smoke.
Of course you smoke.
Alright. Let us reconvene here in 5 minutes or so. With ice cream, with smoke. You decide. Grab your favorite glass of blood. And we will be right back to solve the problem of what to do with the blood wine. Okay, bye.
clues. I assume that's where we were at.
There are two different sort of maps here. And judging from what you know of the outside of the building, there are 5 floors to this. You've seen the basement and the first floor, so there's 4 more floors above this. But it does sort of just like amphitheater its way up. Like there's not like a ton of rooms above the stage, right? It's like an amphitheater that goes up for 2 more floors. So you've seen like the orchestra, and then there's like a mezzanine and a balcony, and then like there's an attic-y space all the way up at the top, and other spots there. Oh, that's the empty beer. So we did have a follower. Thank you, Cody32401, for your follow. And while the stream was off, we had 2 followers. Big Room Ent, thank you, 3 days ago, for checking us out offline. And Karai Harayu, 1 day ago, thank you as well. If you're watching, and if you're not, still thank you. Just not live.
Back, we miss you.
Oh yeah, come on back. Or if you're here, yay. And everyone else watching, namaste. Cool. So we're just waiting on a Timur. And I guess Beth is here, but...
I'll return to Cameronus.
Is Sealing
shortly.
Beth. Cool. So what would you guys like to do here? After a lot of discussion on barrels of wine, the administrator has requested that these barrels be moved out of this room and placed in storage somewhere else on campus, which will clear them. However, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen immediately, since she has to muster enough people to move them.
Okay. So during the performance, or prior to the performance, maybe we do patrols? Is that a way this thing works?
First, I would like... Well, you know what I would really like to do? I would like to get Dorand to help me, or perhaps me help him, look around and see if there's any hidden entrances and exits down here. But while I can spot things that don't belong, I can't necessarily put together the clues about hidden objects.
You're good
I
at
know my strengths
perception
and
and not
weaknesses.
investigation, is what you're saying.
Correct. This is in fact what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
Someday I'll play a character whose dump stat is an intelligence. But that not today.
Dora, no one will do that unless they're playing a wizard.
No, I dump charisma sometimes.
It is very freeing to just play 0 brain cell characters.
So, you know, it didn't sound like Vela wanted me on stage with her. I could have been like a magnificent white elk.
I believe it would have been distracting from the performance.
Oh, I could have, like just been like a sleeping elk, just like a set dropping. It would have been. Maybe this is why I didn't continue with Bard College.
I think it is probably why.
No, I think it was a great idea.
Doran, do you want to help me look for hidden doors?
Hidden doors. What do we suspect there's hidden doors for?
I mean, I feel like it's always good to suspect hidden doors.
I suppose that will help. Look, I didn't go through any specific training exercises like you might have for these, but all right, let's go.
Doran and I are going to
Alright.
look for hidden doors.
Where are you looking for hidden doors? If you're gonna search the entire basement for hidden doors, that's gonna take hours.
Perfect.
Let's see. I think maybe. I mean, it seems like if there were hidden doors, there would probably be someplace a little bit off the beaten path. What was this room that I was in over here?
It looks like that's where sort of furniture and scenery go to die. It's kind of like deep storage. Everything in there is cobwebbed and broken down and just old and decrepit.
When I was in there before, was there any sign of it having been disturbed recently? Footprints in the dust, anything like that?
Not that you noticed with your passive perception.
Okay. I mean, so maybe in like the main area under the stage?
All right.
Just so you know, before you go off and like look for doors and stuff, there's lots of places where you can get to the stage from under the stage. All I'm saying.
Oh, you mean like this, pointing down at the little lift? Like this? That lift there? Like that?
Yeah, probably.
It's just a modern Broadway level stage setup where they have.
So around each of these, there's like chain hoists that lift up the squares to the stage, and you do see that like above them, it looks like there's a cutout of where the stage may like the doors may like fold down or up or something, and you could like stand on one of these platforms and be like brought up into the stage. And there's stairs that go to the backstage area.
And it's a solo performance tonight, right? Like, does she have any accompaniment?
You have no idea?
I wanna ask her about a run through of the performance tonight. So that way we know what to expect. Hi, can I get a run through of your performance tonight?
We will do a spacing rehearsal. But, I mean, there's not much production to it. It's just me singing.
You don't have an orchestra or anything?
I've never felt the need for accompaniment.
That's fair. And no animals, really? None? I could turn into a magnificent white elk. Like, pure white.
I have no doubt that your ability to transform is truly something amazing, but perhaps the stage is not the best place for it.
Okay. Any other things you think we should know for your protection tonight?
There's a lot of places. I'm not sure where danger will come from. So.
I mean, hopefully she had bought tickets. I have a friend named Danger, and if she was coming, I would hope that she...
Everyone who's attending will have bought tickets, yes.
Oh, do we need to buy tickets?
The theater has made...
I don't really have the scratch to buy tickets.
No, you don't need to buy tickets as you're not going to be
you
occupying
you just said
seats.
Everyone.
Unless you think that you need to be occupying the seats, in which case, then perhaps we will have to make arrangements.
Okay.
There's a single box open up on the top floor that did not sell.
But it's sold out. So it did not sell, you're just choosing not to sell it. So there is available seats. Ooh. Okay.
And more so, there's a box seat available for us to use for guarding you tonight. I'm asking.
If you would like to use it, by all means.
Okay. At some point when you do the pacing rehearsal, I think maybe we should watch and get a scope. I know it's just you on stage, but
If it's of use to you, just let me know and I can make myself available.
okay.
Did you have any luck tracing out the problems with the wine?
It's being taken care of.
This is definitely a solid wall, this one.
All right. Investigation rolls, please.
From everyone?
No, just the people
Oh.
searching for secret doors. All right. Walking around in that understage area, walls appear to be well made, smooth. There's no disturbances in any of them. Doesn't look like there's any secret doors that you can see here.
Okay. Well, we tried.
So you have
Have you
searched.
seen-
You have searched this room, sort of under the stage, that area.
Okay.
Have you seen any kind of drainage system that may lead to our friends, the sewers?
Oh, have we seen anything like that while you've been walking around?
Nope.
Well, if Mr. Grimm, what is that fellow's name? And he's involved with trying to extort or get money out of this entertainer, then likely in his own city he would know the ins and outs of the entrances and exits, etc., etc. And since his own establishment has an entrance to the sewers, I would imagine we could maybe look for a hatch here, at least something to focus upon, seeing as I have no other idea where a door may or may not be. At which point I'd now suspiciously look at the floor.
Yeah, so looking around at the floor, the one thing you immediately notice is sort of here and here are stairs that go down. So the layer below is almost a full story lower. So if you were going to put any sort of
that
drainage,
sounds
you'd go
correct.
to wherever the lowest spot would be. It's sort of your intuition going there.
Yep, I'll definitely suggest we check there next.
And
I misunderstood that. I thought it was here. No? Oh no, those go up.
so yeah, so that's a platform that goes down, and then these stairs on either side go down even further. Rhea has actually been all the way around here, so Rhea knows where the lowest spot is.
Hey,
Just here.
not to be intrusive, but you can search twice as fast, can't you?
What?
As if there were more of you to search. Can't you do? Is that a thing? I don't. How does that work?
I mean, I suppose I process the information from both of them, but I don't think it speeds anything up.
Oh, there's no independence. That's interesting.
It's not. It's still me.
It's clearly not still you. It's very much its own thing. It looks like
It's not.
It doesn't even look exactly like you.
It looks similar.
Yes, if you went through an entirely different life.
Well, I mean, don't we all hold multitudes inside us?
Yes, inside.
Well, now it's outside. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that weird.
I reserve judgment. Let's go.
Thanks, Doran.
It's fascinating at the very least.
I don't think that makes me feel better.
All right, so you make your way
Should. That's how
down
things are good.
lower, and these sort of spiral staircases there lead to the lowest area, which is also sort of where the wine is stored in that smaller thing. Definitely would not be large enough to store all of those barrels down there, but that's sort of where you see a fair amount of wine.
Presumably not blood, but I haven't checked it.
Okay, so let us one. Should we check all the casks in the entire facility?
Don't
Yep,
think
this
so.
is definitely wine.
This
Wow,
is
yeah.
definitely this is wine.
Two, let us investigate. Where is the lowest point here? You're saying here in the middle?
So these stairs go down. So anything that's like on this floor is
Excuse me.
there.
Excuse me. They do love their alcohol. Okay. I shall investigate the room, focusing on downward locations instead of up, as I know there's a floor directly above us, as you would say.
Make an investigation roll then.
I shall. And maybe this time it will be... Oh, no, it's even worse. Ah, yes. +6, so 9.
All right. Walking back and forth the full length of everything, you don't see any grates on the floor going sort of into the wine room and out over to this sort of barrels. There's some more storage here, and carpet, and you don't
Anything under
really
the
see
carpet?
anything. Do you move the carpet?
I move the carpet.
All right.
Mimic
And-
or trapper, or both.
Both. Neither. Did I just move that off the...
It's
You
gone.
Definitely. It was
I
a
ate the
flying
carpet.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
You do see underneath the carpet there is a ornate grate that looks like going down. You can see around it in a as it would just sort of be like pushed down there. Around it looks like it is some loosely displaced grime around it, as if this cover has been opened and put back.
All right. Well, that looks recently used.
Well, there's two explanations. One,
Sewer gremlins.
sewer kobolds, and two, well, actually, kobolds is a good point. They may actually indeed continue to burrow as many of their kin do. But I don't know. These particular kobolds seem,
They seem quite well dressed.
well, I don't know about well, but they are definitely different than what I would expect in, say, a cavern near the Underdark. Now, also, yeah, there could certainly be a untoward reason, but this place is filled with actors, so those reasons could be so many, it's hard to say.
I've heard about people who method act by just going absolutely feral in the sewers.
Yes, do not go with meth and then act. It's the wrong way to go about it. I don't know. I'm a little out of my wheelhouse, actors and such. At least we have a place to dump the wine, of blood, I should say.
Do we have a way to seal this?
We could seal it with a lot of blood.
I guess we could just put something heavy on top of it.
I have a cat that's definitely falling onto the chair forcefully.
So
I don't think a cat will seal it.
Gruthkal, as you're sitting there, you watch as Vogie just very slowly is rolling
There we go.
things of wine up the stairs, muttering under his breath.
I'll help him.
Oh, now you want off.
It's like, it's not my fault. Didn't order the wine. It weighs the same as blood.
I will help Foki with the barrels.
And you can tell that he's just like the whole time he's just trying very carefully not to like rub his nice coat on it. He just sort of pushes it up, keeping it up away from him. And goes one by one. What are the rest of you doing?
I think that I would reconvene with everybody and I think we should think about where we should be, right? So there's a box seat up there that's available. We've figured out backstage kind of how you get up and down. I'm not going to be on stage as an elk or like a beautiful cat or
Is
like
it
a bear
the whole
or
box
a
section?
goat. I'm not going to be on stage.
That's a shame because like I feel like that would be great.
I'll do it for you.
Oh, would you? I'd love to see it.
I could be a gorgeous like horse or something and you could come out. It'd be great.
It would be amazing. We so need to do this. Okay. So is it like the whole box section though, or is it one seat out of the box section?
It is a single box. You wouldn't make too much money if you didn't sell any of the boxes.
Lincoln wife, John Wilkes. Got it.
So, where should we be?
Well,
should we be together? Should we spread out?
maybe spreading out.
I leave that entirely up to all of you, whatever you think is most prudent.
But like there's so many doors like from the stage area. You know?
I do.
Like, yeah. So are there like people guarding those or is like that our job?
Well, you've been
You
hired
don't
for
find
protection. If you think we need more guards, then perhaps you can arrange to get some.
But who's to say that someone out in the crowd is not just gonna like hit you with a fireball like we did at dinner? You know what I mean?
You
So,
hit
like,
somebody with a fireball at dinner?
No, we got hit with a fireball at dinner.
Oh.
Your friend, your not friend, your old guy.
The theater does have ways of at least
Fathers,
screening
brothers, sisters, cousins,
magical
friends,
presence.
roommates.
And what does that make us?
But, I mean, I suppose there's nothing to say that they can't do that, though they would likely be apprehended if they were to do such a thing. So it would be a one-way mission.
Rhea, remind me, does
Yes.
somebody have a card from our friend Mr. Grimm? A calling card or business card?
It's possible. I don't have one.
We should compare the writing on that to the writing of the letter.
That is smart, and we do have a calling card. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you took it,
I have one.
or you took it.
I don't know who you is who you're referring to. when
Would you like
say
to
you.
compare
Yes.
the two?
Yes.
Alright, I need an investigation roll or a calligraphy tools skill roll.
I shall investigate unless somebody else wants to intercede.
You go ahead.
So what this is a perception, but not investigation. Aha.
Persuasion.
It could have been, and in this case, I've rolled a
There we go.
20. As fine print
Yes.
things are much more my speed. Ah, yes, fine print.
The handwriting is very distinctly different. So much so as you do notice that the one of them looks like it was written by somebody who is left-handed. The other one looks like it was written by somebody who's right-handed. So it looks almost impossible for the handwriting on the Balthier card to have even like forged or like hidden itself doing that. They would
Which
have
one
to
is-
have been ambidextrous.
Which one is the left-handed one?
The threat is left-handed.
Am I like completely like making it up that Troll Marncash was left-handed?
No idea. You've never asked or just done anything to discern it.
I would, however, given that knowledge, and now apparently sharing it even though I didn't say anything. This one is canted left, this one is canted right, as if the writer was coming from this angle, so you would use this hand, etc., etc. It would be awkward to write like this, although a kobold might. Now, if history serves me, I would like to roll it and see if I can recall noticing that Kelwarn was favoring his left for like weapon drawing, or even on his belt, where you would draw it with the left, etc., etc. That kind of stuff. His mannerisms when he gave his great, rousing "I hate things" speech and stuff.
All right. Go ahead and give me a history check to see if you can recall.
Memories. Ah, yes. 22.
22. You recall that though not a lot of your interactions come to mind in a specific dominant hand, the one that strikes you is that night when he carried both the torch and the urn of oil that he dumped into the moat. You notice that he carried the torch in his right hand and the oil in his left, and poured the oil with his left hand. And you would surmise that the oil in the jug would have been quite heavy, and one would likely have used their dominant hand to carry it.
Okay, so here's my first of many theories, I'm sure. Tremorn Kesh poured the oil specifically with his left hand. Kept the torch away, which didn't require as much dexterity, so he kept it in his right hand. You recall the incident, I'm sure. The implication is that a left-handed person would act in that manner, much as a left-handed person would write this note. I've seen no writings from Tremorn Kesh, although who knows, Katie has talked to him so many times in such a manic way, I may have checked out a little bit mentally. So she procured some sort of writing or pamphlet. Did he hand out pamphlets? I don't know. He seems like the type.
You don't recall him ever handing out pamphlets?
I don't recall that, though. Anyway, the indication is a good one, because if it were Balthiar Grimm, then it would likely be a massive fireball attack versus somebody who wants to do a surgical removal of what's a figurehead of the opposition, like Tromarn would. Balthiar doesn't care about collateral damage, clearly, as he's destroyed both property and people trying to get to Cadia based on Cadia's killing of his sibling. We were also involved, but that was fine.
Well, if you're sure it's Tromar, then we can...
No, not sure it's Tromar. The indication is, so we can cant our... I keep saying can't, but we can. We can cant the protection services to a more appropriate setting, because we know he's not going to come and just hurt the crowd. That would hurt his message, would it not?
I'm not overly concerned about his message, but yes.
Yeah, but his methodology is important, so his message is indeed relevant here.
It is very likely that if it was Tralmarn who was behind all this, he would send somebody else in his stead, because he strikes me as a man that does not like to get his hands dirty himself.
Not only would he send somebody else, but
I'm not certain that I agree with that.
Why is this?
I think that he is someone who, if he thinks that he can get it done best, is not afraid to get into it.
I agree with both of you. I think Tromar will be present, will likely give some sort of editorial narration that no one asks for about the whole thing. And then I think somebody else will indeed be doing the actions on his behalf, as he would likely to try to stir the hearts of those he's swaying toward whatever means and ends he desires. That appears to be, at least from my perspective.
Ms. Breeze.
Yes.
During your performance, do you yourself use, or are you planning to use, magic yourself?
It is impossible for me to perform and not have it be magical.
So, the kind of magic that you would do would be sweeping over the crowd, creating a lot of magic, winking at her party, in this theater, correct?
My performances have had profound effect on many, yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm hungry. Is anybody else hungry?
That didn't go
I
well
have
for
a
us last
question.
time.
I have a question.
Of course.
So, before someone mentioned like a really bad accident with a bunch of birds. Were you being like silly or serious?
The theater,
It was theater. It wasn't her, right?
well, as far as I know, the
Like
story was
why
that
there's no animal crawl.
canaries were used and released during the performance, and they were supposed to have been trained, but simply just didn't return to their cage and flew all over the theater. We spent the next 2 weeks trying to get them out and cleaning up after them.
I'm just curious because like we know this lady, she owns this shop. It's called Finding Finer Things. Her name's Estrella, and like she has like these birds and stuff, but she sold them all to Charmarn, and I have heard him say the exact words that Bree's message is dangerous, and they are trying to suppress magic that we all possess. Those were his exact words, and the words on the letter kind of match like the general like sense of the letter, right? Of the threat. And he's bought a bunch of birds. Do you think like there's some sort of is for the festival? For the festival. That's what she said.
I don't know. I think the tale about the birds is from 10 years or so ago.
That means a decade.
Okay.
Whether he plans to recreate the famous incident that barred the use of animals in performance at the theater.
Right. It like doesn't make sense. Right. But I just thought that I should ask.
Perhaps there might be some sort of nostalgic value with trying to ruin my reputation with the theater. Diabolical.
Okay, that's it. That wasn't really a question. It was just a statement.
No one can accuse you of not listening.
But maybe at the same time, you also don't listen, though.
What do you mean?
Just saying.
Okay.
Malthu, I know you have other things to attend to. I can see to it that they get what they need. If you need to go do other things. He sort of nods. Well, if that's what you need, then by all means, I won't be far. Good luck to all of you. I'll see you a bit later. One more matter before I leave all of you. If you are able to do this successfully and apprehend the culprit, hopefully alive, though I'm not quite as picky as Vela is, we can pay you collectively a sum of 300 gold. Are these terms amenable to you?
Yeah.
Make it 3,000.
That would be a large portion of the revenue of the show, unfortunately.
And how much if we don't get the person, but Vela is unharmed tonight?
Well, I would say that you will still receive pay, obviously, regardless of whether anyone is apprehended, but we would likely wish to employ your services further if the case may be, as this is not an isolated threat, we feel. And since Villa will be in the city for a bit longer, we need to ensure that she's safe, don't we?
Diliana, did you tell them about your theory about like some sort of ritual or something, like why the blood is delivered here?
It's being taken. It's
but
being
is
removed.
it?
The Gruthkul helped.
Okay.
I helped carry away the barrels. I do not know what more you wish to be done about that, Katia.
Well, like, an investigation. That would be great.
Oh, okay. Where should investigation start? What is it we are investigating?
Well, first you would have to start by going to the cellar and being like, "Hey, yo."
Okay. Pause for one moment. In how many hours is the performance?
Performance, well, the rehearsal will start in about, she looks over at Malthu, takes out a pocket watch, probably about 6 hours, and then, you alright?
Looking at pocket watch.
Polly, pocket watches.
Sorry.
I fucking hate you so much.
He has a pocket watch, it seems to be telling the time.
Okay, it doesn't look familiar though, right?
Does not look identical to the ones that you had before. The world's most aggressive conspiracy theorist. About 6 hours until the dress rehearsal, and then and the marking, and then perhaps an hour and a half to 2 hours after that. Depends on how quickly the house will fill.
I just realized Holly's now going to distrust every left-handed person. So the people she currently distrusts are anybody with a pocket watch, anybody with a beard, and anybody that's left-handed, and tieflings,
Minus David.
and half-orcs. There's very few people left that she doesn't just instinctively just.
Well, the half orc was like to make sure he wasn't like an illusion, and he really was Balthier Grimm. Okay, reason.
Why the half-orc of all?
Because he represents Vela Breese. Balthier Grimm represents Bella Reese.
Okay,
So,
It
I
makes
guess
sense.
Malthu
no, but yeah.
does take his moment to head out. As Vela just sort of sits there and looks at all of you.
Yeah, so like an investigation. That's what needs to happen. Because they plan on selling that wine to everybody in the audience. What do you think would happen if everybody in the audience just drank blood from some, I don't know, where's it from? Blood?
Barrels.
I think we've got it taken care of, though.
So, okay.
Katie, it's okay.
And the staff that's procuring the next replacement shipment of wine, as they're going to need something for tonight, will likely be making sure it's not blood, because when you don't check the barrels and it is blood, you lose your money. So I'm sure 100% they're going to be a little safer in their stocking.
Are there, like, at this theater, are there, like, is it kobolds that take the tickets and stuff, or is it, like, other staff people?
You did hear them say that, or are you asking Vela this?
Oh, I guess maybe not asking her. I'm asking.
Yeah. You heard them say that the kobolds specifically do not work the front of the house, so you're guessing that there are other ushers or, like, students or something that do that. And actually, Acadia, you would know that you can work as a student in the theater doing that sort of stuff for performances. Because that's like a way you can get to see the shows sometimes.
So maybe it might be helpful. I can disguise myself to look more like a Sahara Harmony Hall person. And then Katie and I can maybe work the front, the crowd, to see, like, if we can see anything. You might have to work, Kadia. Can you do that?
Kadia in the crowd with so many people with beards out there.
So, how do the lifts
700 of
downstairs
them, get 'em.
work?
It looks like they have a pulley system that is, as far as you can tell, actuated by like somebody standing next to them pulling.
And pulling, so not a quick means of egress.
No. I mean, it is possible to sort of like counterweight things and drop like a weight or something, but those particular mechanisms don't seem like they're rigged for that.
Did you two do anything with the grate?
No, I was
Identified
wondering
it.
if whether we
It is
should
there.
block it in some way, or perhaps somebody could keep an eye
We
on
should
it.
man it, if you ask me. Apprehending requires interaction. If we prevent them from coming in and their identities go unknown altogether, like was alluded to earlier, that wouldn't solve much of any.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm trying to think through the best places for us to be.
I think one or two of us at the grate is an excellent choice. Not to mention, it gives us close proximity to all of the back workings of the area, yes?
Yes. So it'll let us keep an eye on things down there.
Conversely,
Although it is a maze, a bit of a maze.
An absolute maze. That's what the sewer systems are. Super obscure musical reference. Sorry. If anyone gets that, 10 points to you.
I'm also going to send the Emperor Stanmore to check the rafters at this point, as there's likely like ninja egresses and stuff up there.
All right. I'm going to move you guys onto another map.
Uh-oh, is there a rafter map? No!
There are, going up from the floor you're on, there are 4 more floors.
Oh boy, folks.
I have message. Does anybody else have something similar? It's a cantrip.
No.
Message
All I have
requires
is
line of
light.
sight, right?
No,
Versus
it
line of
doesn't.
sight or just line of-
It gets blocked by a certain amount of stuff. Then.
All right. I'm just
Is
going to
there a
put you...
range, then?
I'm going to put you all in the main area
Let's
here.
stay within that
Hold
range
on.
so Ziliana can keep us appraised.
So I'm thinking I might be in a box seat or backstage on that level. So I'm like on the middle.
Arcadia, Korea, Greek. Okay. So from here, looking up into the theater, and you can see all this in the theater itself too. So you see there is another area up there of seating. If Emperor Stanmore goes up and flies around, oh, he doesn't reveal.
Absolutely will.
Does he reveal for you?
Let's wait. I wonder
It doesn't seem like he's revealing.
He's not revealing for me, but he was earlier. So, did you change his light source?
Sight. I might have. It might have not gotten saved or something.
No worries.
What was his? It doesn't. His dark vision doesn't really matter. But
It's ridiculous, though. It's like 120. It is 120. Yes.
excellent. Okay. Did
And
that
now
do
I have all
something?
kinds. Yes, that's a lot.
Okay. So actually, hold on. Let me fix
Save.
his token so that
It's always saved. Nice.
it's. I don't have to do that again. Use selected token. Save changes. Excellent. All right. So I'm just going to drag him around so this goes a little quicker, right? So flying around, you do see, and I guess everybody else can just sort of look at the stream to sort of see this. So there's another set of these spiral stairs come up from the ground floor. So like you come in the lobby and you go up, and that's how you get up the thing. And then there's another set of stairs here that go up to another area, flying around. Off to the side here, there are these look like sort of reception areas where people could come like have a drink after that. And then there is a stairwell over here that continues to go up, and it's roughly symmetrical over on the other side, except up top there's a very large kind of banquet hall, and going out, and most of the stuff you see that has like wooden floors is kind of like, you know, you get the sense it's like behind the scenes. So flying all around, there are elevated platforms sort of behind the stage, which you could see down from the stage. And then Emperor Stanmore. Oh wait, this map doesn't have.
You didn't.
Yeah.
There's a setting in dynamic
I
that
didn't.
keeps
I
this
didn't turn
gray.
it on. Dim light reveals. Okay, it should be on now. Are you
Yeah, it's
keeping stuff?
definitely working much better for us.
Okay.
Yes.
So just sort of seeing everything there. All right, and now I will pop you into the next one. Over there continues to go up, and then all of this area is just sort of exposed. So this is like the main balcony concourse, and here there are the lower of the box seats in here, and again back sort of behind the stage there's another layer. So there's like basically multiple layers of platforms back behind the stage going up. Another set of sort of dressing rooms here and around. So once you get up to this level, this is sort of more a private thing. So only the box patrons go up in the very top balcony row, and then I will poop you onto the next level. I'm sorry that all of this is so. We'll just say you all kind of went on a tour here, a magical mystery tour.
And here's where the Staff of the Ancients is found. Wait, what?
Yeah. All right, so looking around, and I'll fix the view for the stream. All right, so this is you looking all the way up into the theater at the very highest, like, inhabitable level. So these are where the box seats are, and you're pointed out that this one right here is the one that is open. Sort of like back corner.
Okay.
And so you can sort of fly in and around all of this. And you do see that there is scaffolding above the stage here.
Right.
All of these are very sort of tenuous balance points up over the stage directly. Some of them have ropes on them, etc. Here and here, there are ladders that go up, and I'll show you where those go in a second.
Weird question. Wouldn't the light just be on in a theater?
Yes, which is why you can see. You should be able to see, right?
Okay, because it's like I've got the fog of war like type of lighting.
It should
like,
have global. Oh, this one doesn't have global illumination on it. That should fix it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. The other maps did, I think. Yeah. So there are like lights and sconces and stuff. All right, and then flying all the way up for you, Timur, there is a chandelier suspended up above the whole thing here, attached at 4 points, and a lot of crates and other various storage up here. There's
a Kobold Poker Night. I get it.
Yep. And so those two ladders go up here and here. There.
Well, if
so
worse comes to worse, we can just dump the chandelier on everybody and solve all of our problems that way.
What?
So that is the
Escape into the sewers.
the grand tour of the map here.
Start collecting bone, making children. It's weird.
So, did you say, Ms. Breeze, that we might have access to some guards or whatnot as well? Maybe ones that could help with crowd control?
Well, I mean,
That's an usher.
I would say that if you think we need more guards, then I would strongly recommend that you find more. You are part of Aureus Academy, at least some of you, right?
Yes.
Sure that you have access to that
main,
sort of thing.
My main concern is just that this is a lot of space for the four of us to cover.
There's 5 of you.
There's
5 of... I wasn't counting myself.
and I,
6 of us, then, really.
I look at Emperor Stamor and I say, don't listen to them.
7 if you count him.
Since
I
my
should count him.
manager is not here, I'll speak a bit more frank with you. I'm hoping that whoever this is does reveal themselves tonight, and I worry that if we arm the entire place to the teeth, they will simply just wait for a better chance. Although if their hope is to make a public point, this is probably the best time to do it.
Well, then
So some balance of discretion may be involved. I'm perfectly happy using myself as bait to lure them out.
So let's put it this way. I am concerned about the crowd. So if we had some staff that could be calm and usher people out quickly, that would be advised. So maybe not city or arcane guard, but people that could be a chill squad, if you will, to just chilly get people out.
Yeah.
Relax.
Is that a thing? It sounds like a great job.
I'm certain you could probably, at least recruit members of the two organizations that you mentioned, perhaps, to come without full regalia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we know? Do I know any people that I have met while I've been at Aureus that just strike me as being just like solid, reasonable people who would be fine with putting on just like plain clothes and
Every member
come
of
into
the
the
Decoran
theater?
military strikes you as a fine, reasonable, upstanding person who would be willing to do anything to help the citizens of the Empire.
Dora, the Dracora Ball
Uh-huh.
boys.
Yeah, we need to get the Dracora Ball boys.
We gotta get the team back together.
We gotta get the boys.
Wait, the team or the ball boys?
The team.
The ball boys are part of the team. Every member matters.
Not in Dracora Ball.
We're getting this squad back.
We have to go find the Dracora boys.
And Duncan, the gnome.
Evangeline, the very
Why
very
is there
very
more for
tall
this?
half elf.
Roger Rightfist, the dwarf.
Roger
I mean-
Left Fist, the slightly more untrustworthy dwarf.
Oh, that's him. That's
He's
him.
got a beard, he is left-handed.
Can't forget Rambunctious Ryan, the vanilla human.
He's a variant human, thank you.
No, he's just a human.
I am all good at a little bit of everything. He sounds like Mickey Mouse for some reason. Oh boy, I love Dracora Ball.
So Liana's worked very hard to lose her Mickey Mouse accent.
So what would you guys like to do? You probably have about 8 hours until showtime.
Does the chandelier provide the light for the entire place, or is all the lighting handled and the chandelier is more of a fixture?
You get the sense that it would get a little darker if the chandelier went out, like all the lights in the chandelier went out, but there are lights on the walls and stuff, so it's not going to be like total darkness if that goes out.
Because if this is Phantom of the Opera, I'm just saying.
I think it would make sense
That's an angry way to say that.
if we walked the whole theater a few times, just so that all of us are really familiar as a team, of making split decisions, and when people say where they are, I mean, like, we don't need to like memorize this right now, like as players, but like just like when we're kind of like in the middle of this, you know, if somebody says something, like we're just familiar with the theater. Because there's a lot of nooks and crannies, so if we walk it a few times, you know, whatever. Like, just, we don't need to role play that, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, as preparation,
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea.
Also need to have some sort of way to signal each other loudly and quickly. I understand that the mistress spell is effective, but if for any reason that some of us are out of range due to distraction, you understand that an effective assassination doesn't send a letter warning you first. So I expect them to try to do this regardless of our defenses, which means distractions and et cetera, et cetera. If we do a traditional defense, we will likely not expect what they bring. Not that I have any expectations of what they're bringing, but I would expect them to bring something unexpected. Expectantly.
I followed that.
So I can make up a dance for us,
I'm so
but what
proud.
if we're not looking at each other?
What did you just say?
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
We might not even be on the same space, Katia.
Why a dance? What? You know what?
Yes.
Let us move on.
As you're all sort of walking about, sort of going behind the stage around, just free run of the theater, you do a couple of the kobolds sort of you hear some of them coercing fairly loudly, and two of them you can hear talking about Yogi, and you hear them say like, "Oh, I have a vest. Look at me. I'm so special. Well, he does look handsome and smart. He's like a walking work of art."
Oh my god, I love them all.
Did you come up with this entire concept specifically to make musical reference after musical reference?
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, I did. And they're all relevant.
I'm gonna go over to the kobolds.
Yeah.
So you liking the vest that Rocky has? Both of you, all of you?
Guess it's okay.
Would you all like your own vests?
I just thought we were a team, but now he has a special vest.
Well, you can all have special vests.
No, he can't.
Why not?
I don't have the money for a special vest.
Well, that is what I'm getting at.
He must have saved for at least 6 years.
So, how about this?
They don't pay these kobolds.
We are going to be
Years?
on. We are going to be on watch tonight for the performance. We are looking out for anybody that means to do harm to Miss Breeze or anybody else in the theater. If you can keep watch and provide your help discreetly, and tell us of any suspicious goings on.
We can't watch. We have to run the curtains.
Oh, that is fine. You keep doing your job, but you just you keep a lookout. If you see anything suspicious, you tell us. And if all goes well, maybe we see to it that you too can have marvelous vest.
The kobold walks over and gives you a high five, Katia.
DM question.
Yes.
Looking at Yogi's vest, comparing it to half orc, I can never remember his name.
Orc.
Man, Vela Breeze's guy. How similar is the style?
Not at all.
Okay.
Did Voki get paid off?
I think that was the implication.
I'm just trying to figure out who gave him the money.
Anyway,
He had very nice clothing.
I'm bribing the other kobolds. That is my intention.
As they look at you expectantly. It's like a kobold knows when it's about to get bribed.
I
they're like puppies that are like.
I just told them about the bribe. Do I have to repeat it?
Well, I mean, that's asking them to do something extra. It's not bribing them. Bribing is when you pay somebody and then they do something extra.
I just said
service first.
I just said to them, if they do it,
that's hiring. You're
bribe
hiring them. You're not bribing them.
I will see to it that they receive a vest. I'm bribing with vest promises.
Like a multicolor vest?
Can have many color, of course.
Like Technicolor?
Yes, of course.
Like anything I dream about. What if I don't want a vest? What if I want a coat?
You can have a coat.
Like
Maybe
Technicolor coat.
Sure.
Should stick by Yogi tonight. I say to the side, not from the kobolds.
Okay.
When did Yogi get his vest?
Few days ago.
He might let somebody. He might let somebody in.
We will keep an eye on the nicely dressed kobold. Unless Gruthkul succeeds in clothing all of them, in which case they will all be nicely dressed kobolds.
We'll have to watch all of the kobolds.
Or we can be obvious and just ask him where he got his vest.
That also is a possibility. Let us do that.
But
Where
not make somebody
is
else,
he?
Please.
I'll ask.
Yogi, there's only two of them here right now, so.
Yogi and Boo Boo? What's the...
No. Boo Boo is not here for the day. You're talking to Shrink and Ding.
The legends.
I take your campaign very seriously.
So, do you know, like, did he say where he got his vest from?
I think he bought it.
Where'd he buy it from?
A store.
Oh, okay.
Sense.
I don't think he made it. He was never one to sell clothing.
Does he ever have, like, any visitors from outside the theater?
I don't know. I'm
Do you
sure
ever
he...
have any visitors?
Sometimes.
Is it another kobold?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not a visitor.
That is exactly a visitor.
Why can't kobolds visit other kobolds?
Because you all work together, so, like...
All the kobolds in the world work together.
Technically.
Okay.
Do you have other kobold friends in different industries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have other kobold friends in other industries?
I didn't even know there was kobolds in the city.
Oh. We're very industrious people.
I had no idea. So I'm curious about Yogi.
Did you hear there was a dragon?
Yeah, what did you hear?
That there was a dragon.
Anything else? You know?
Yeah, there's not a dragon anymore.
What do you mean? Did it die?
I don't know.
Did it die? Or did it get captured?
Well, it's not here anymore.
Do you have any friends that work at the Grimaldi school?
I have two friends that are wizards.
You have wizard friends?
Yeah.
What are their names?
Snurm and Igni.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Those are very interesting names.
I miss them.
Do they,
They visit me occasionally.
yeah, okay. Do they work at the school, though?
Yeah. Snurm and Igni's School of Snurm and Igni Magic.
Oh, that's like, oh, I think I've heard of that. It's like the underground to the Grimaldi school.
It is underground.
Yeah, that's great. I've heard of that
I
place.
love being underground.
I've heard a story about that place before. That's cool. But, so, later, don't, okay, never mind. That answers my question. Cool,
Okay.
cool. Are you drinking the blood wine?
No, it's frog water.
Okay.
It's full of electrolytes.
Okay. Where are we?
I don't know.
Vessular.
Yeah. All right.
You're muted, Timur.
I had nothing good to say. Never mind.
Me neither for the last 3 hours.
All right.
Well, we can just fast forward to showtime if you want.
Nope.
Yes. Why not?
Well, let's
Let's delay at least 3 more sessions first.
Because, like, we still haven't figured out exactly where we're standing. And who's
Well, we need to
splitting
get the Dracora boys.
that too. I would like to find out the status of whichever creature is being held by the Grimaldi school. I think that's relevant. What if Althier is still
Why
alive?
would it be relevant?
Because we need to know our potential dangers. Like
The potential danger is that there is a bone dragon somewhere.
Yeah.
right,
We've
but
determined
is it captured?
it's not a danger for tonight.
Either it's captured and we don't have to worry about it, or it's not captured and we're gonna have to deal with it, and those are the only 2 options.
I mean, it's hard.
Right? Because what are we gonna do? Like, hunt the dragon in the however many hours we have before?
I just want to know what creature exactly is being held by
Well,
the
it doesn't matter. We need to go and assess the geopolitical situation over in Eridor, you know, just in case we have to assess all our dangers.
I have maps for that.
apples and oranges.
Like I do understand what you're saying, but I think right now, for the task at hand, it's not. Trelmarn right now is the threat.
I
understand it linguistically.
I think we get the
beyond that.
Dracora boys. We get the Dracora boys, and we try to. So we have like some more eyes around, like scattered out through the audience, and people who are going to keep their heads if everything goes to shit. I think that's 1. 2, we need to decide where we're going to place ourselves within the building. And then 3, I think we just got to let whatever's going to happen fucking happen and hope that a lot of people don't die.
I like it. Sure.
I knew we hired you for a reason.
This is Dora talking, not Rhea.
That was pretty close.
So, all right. Where do we want to stand? Who wants to be by the grates? Who's going to be looking out for kobold suspect number 1?
I was thinking that in the beginning, like as people come in, I would like to be, you know, like looking like a student usher, but then when the performance starts, maybe be on the stage. Like not on the stage as no, because that would be amazing.
Standing awkwardly in the middle.
Yeah. No, but to the side, because I do have message, and it would be a place where I could see things. So therefore, if people are above or below, I could at least get a message elsewhere.
All right, so you and Katie are in the front when people are coming in. Then you will be in the wings.
Yes.
I think maybe Gruth, Cole, and I are down by the grate? ?
It is probably a good idea.
Because if that's going to be a main point of, well, I guess, is there another place that we think we should be guarding besides the grate?
I think someone in the box, maybe Dorand in the box, might be a good idea.
Okay.
I was going to volunteer for the box, and I was going to place Emperor Seymour in the highest rafter at the chandelier level.
I think that's both those are both good things. So then Gruthko and I down by the
I mean, you don't necessarily need to be on top of the grate, but you could be like, you know.
Yeah.
Don't
keeping
be on
an
top
eye
of the grate. We want it to open. We want someone to come
Yes,
through.
we need to hide.
And then we want to take them.
Yeah.
And then so where does that leave Kadia?
Locked
Katie-
away in a closet somewhere.
Now Kadia is the donation.
She'll be searching for Technicolor so she can tackle him.
Maybe Kadia does keep an eye on the kobolds.
A kobold
So
watcher.
you could be the kobold watcher, and you'll be like Ziliana will be on one side of the wings, and you'll be on the other side, or like in the back, trying to keep an eye on them.
All right.
And keep an eye on Joseph, the amazing Technicolor kobold.
All right. So you're gonna take one wing, and I'll take the other wing. I'm not looking at them.
Is everybody good with this? I hesitate to call it a plan,
But you
I'm gonna view
will.
it like the...
You will.
but I will
Yeah,
anyway.
But that's actually the way that bodyguarding and defending is. You cover as many bases as you can, and then you react to whatever then occurs.
Yes, and having Ziliana and Kadia in the wings as well means that there are people right next to Breeze with healing. I think this is as good as a plan as we're gonna get.
Wait. Are they both half orcs? What's the lady?
She's like
you never fully discerned her race. She looks probably elfish. She's definitely not human.
She can speak Celestial. Or sing Celestial.
She does look more...
Technically, I can sing in giant, but that doesn't make me good.
I know! I'm just saying that's the only other information I know about her. I love that song.
I've got the
Okay,
plan down.
so-
You go find Jakora boys.
Girthcole and I are gonna go find the Dracora boys.
The fucking boys are back.
The boys are back in town.
Da, da, da.
All
We
right.
go find the Dracora boys.
So it's easy enough to wrestle up the rest of the team, whom you will write out all of their names and any defining characteristics of them.
Okay.
To fill out a Dracora Ball team, you need 7 players. It's played with 6, and every round, as there are 7 rounds, you rotate 1 player out.
What?
Okay, well, 2 of us are me
So
and
2 of you are
Girthcole.
here, so there are
Team.
5 additional.
You rotate
So
to the
what
other
was it?
one.
There's rambunctious
there's-
Ryan.
Rambunctious Ryan, the human.
I mean, we can
There's-
throw it to chat to name some of the
Chat,
the
help us
boys
out.
too.
I also
We have
quite
one
I'm
name
quite firm
chatter
on
and the rest.
I'm
is
quite
good.
firm on Duncan the gnome as well.
Duncan
No,
the
that's
gnome.
actually Duncan the gnome is actually a verb. That's what you're doing to the gnome. That's not his name.
That's actually how you play
My
Dracora
name's
Ball.
Herbert. No, you're Duncan. Ah.
My
So
name's
rambunctious-
Henry.
So far I have Rambunctious Ryan, Bog Standard Human, Duncan the Gnome.
That's his defining attribute.
He's
Normal in
just
every way.
normal.
You
Normal
realize
in every way.
if you write bog standard human, you're gonna get 10s across the board. So that's fine with me.
He's beige. Like, just everything about him is just beige.
He's
My
normal,
favorite
but
drink is water. I really
on
like
the inside,
bread.
he's
So Duncan the
fifth level
Gnome,
fighter.
who I feel
Sometimes
like Duncan
I like
the
to
Gnome is
go
like an
out for fun,
explosives
but I
expert.
also like to stay in.
Yeah,
No
Duncan the
strong
gnome
feelings either way.
is a artificer.
Yeah. Artificer / explosives expert.
Uh,
I create.
And then I had Evangeline the
create
half
golems
elf.
so I can detonate them.
Eventually in the half elf, I like it.
and then just like the chillest person ever. Just like the chillest person.
But what's a chill name?
The chill name
Chaz.
is
Chilliana.
Oh.
Elsa.
Chilly Billy.
Elsa's ready to chill.
Elsa.
Oh, literally.
What is Elsa's race? I feel like Elsa is a tiefling.
That is so not true.
Well,
It's,
Alright.
I've said it, it's canon.
all right. So they all have beards. They all,
Nice.
all are left-handed.
We still need one more.
Chad the voluptuous. That's what Chad
there you
said.
go.
Time pieces.
Okay,
Chad the voluptuous. It is.
it's done.
He's thick all over.
Excellent.
How do you spell voluptuous?
It's
Xavier,
Chad.
do we need more names? There's
It's a
another.
voluptuous.
I think they're just
US.
like they're just catching up with like the delay. I think there's like a minute or 2 delay. So we will work them all into NPCs. They'll all sound identical for ease.
They are a team.
Okay, that's the list. Would you like me to put the list in Roll20?
Yes, please.
The team's back together.
You see Holly just like writing out sticky notes and like putting them on her wall. She's like, Chad the voluptuous. You know who else has the letter A in their name? Trilmarn
That's
Cash.
right.
Dots connected.
Do you know who has blood in their body? All of them.
The tiefling.
There's 4 letters in the name Cash. There's 4 letters in Lich as well. Lich is undead. Undead is like dying, but not. We don't want.
Keep going. You can't even like falsify the levels of Holly, I don't write anything anymore because I just listen to what you say and then it just happens. It is so many levels deeper. Cool.
Jesus H.
Well, is there anything else that you guys would like to do sort of prior to the beginning of like the evolution of people coming in, so sort of before we end tonight? And then you can make plans, and we will see, and we'll have a very interesting set of events unfold next week. Anything else, anybody? No. Excellent.
No.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this has been a session that we have played of Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons certainly occurred.
Definitely did. Oh wait, hold on. We'll go back to this one.
Well,
Oh no.
All right. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun with our Dungeons and Dragons family. Very special thanks goes out to all of our viewers, from our hearts to your eyes, through your eyes, into your parts that feel
Viscera.
emotions. You, chat, are our bone daughter. Take that in whatever way you'd like. We want to give you the agency that we trust in each other's in this collaborative storytelling. So, I'd like each of us to go around and say one nice thing about everyone else. And that's how we'll end the show.
Sorry, I'm allergic to emotions, actually. It gives me hives.
I'll start first. Holly, I love how you are a creative ray of sunshine and warmth in every game, inspiring the creativity in all of us.
You're so reaching. Okay.
Timur, I love the seemingly unfathomable amount of patience you have when waiting to speak, only to say the thing that I've been hoping the party would do half an hour ago.
So true.
Beth, your commitment to roleplay is unparalleled.
Thank you.
Sometimes I want to just take a step back and remind you that D&D is a war game.
Yes.
Dora, thank you for not playing a drow.
Yes.
And Ziliana, Cookie, you have two names in my heart. Because two of them are written on the overlay, and I just sort of read left to right. You are the heart of the group. I believe that the spirit you embody in your characters parlays not only into the roleplay, but into the camaraderie that's formed and the lasting efficacy of the memories that we all share.
Please stop talking now.
And chat, I love you.
Please call me back.
Please call. I won't stop texting. Really, I want to follow you on Facebook.
Okay.
Cool.
Just truly unknowable vibes up here in Roll
Great.
Slant tonight.
This is amazing. Anyone else want to go?
Yeah, Casey, I love how literal you are with answering questions as an NPC to players.
And yet.
And yet,
Descriptive.
I wish she would stop.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Anyone else? Any things you want to share? This is fun time. Fun feeling time. Tamara, I love how you're always muted.
He's still talking.
Great point. It was really good. You know who else I love? Who we all love? Who we're loving
Kevin.
right now? Kevin
In our
McLeod.
basement.
We're listening to Almost Bliss from Kevin McLeod, but I think you titled this song incorrectly. All of your songs should just be titled Bliss. And to Roll20.net, virtual tabletop experience. Thank you for having us as a Spotlight program. Tune in Thursday for Lions and Crows, where I'm not nearly this nice. Where we run from some sort of devil thing that will probably kill us all. but won't kill
run,
me
I
because
think run
I have...
from our lives was probably right.
We'll run from our lives. Cool. And with that, until next time.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody.
Sort of a different vibe than the rest of the